7-0 win over Wood Memorial last Friday night. Held Wood to 8 first downs and 174 yards of total offense, that being shutting down Jacob Rowe as well. Tecumseh, they come in at 4-3 under Tom Osborne. They came away with a victory last week against the Springs Valley Blackhawks on the road. Should be an interesting contest. I'm Kurt Guxo, joined shortly by Joe Money. We'll have the opening kickoff after this. Ruxton's meet at the center of the football field. The Raiders offensively tonight will go like this. At the quarterback spot will be Mitch Stetter, 6'2", 150, and a junior. He was 5 of 8 for 84 yards and a touchdown last week. Hit Kurt Kaczynski on an 11-yard touchdown aerial. He will be joined in the backfield by Andy Doherty, 5'8", 185, and a sophomore. Shane Ring, the fullback, the Raiders' leading rusher on the season, 5'11", 185, and a senior. Also back there tonight, Travis Smith, 5'9", 160, and a junior. Smith led the Raiders last week in rushing, 12 carries for 81 yards and a 4-yard touchdown. The Raiders will be opposed by the Tecumseh Braves. They will start a sophomore at quarterback, Jimmy Funkhauser, 6', 170. Jared Nord, one of the slot backs, 5'7", 130, and a freshman, Josh Dimmitt, one of their main ball carriers, also at a slot back position, 5'7", 175, and a junior. Also, Jeff Reed will mix in there as well. They run out of that wing tee for much of the night. You will see one back in the backfield for the Tecumseh Braves with a double slot and no tight ends.
This will be a wide-open ball game, Kurt. This is, like I said, Coach Hanner talked about, you've got to prepare for almost anything. So we've got to be ready to go from the get-go. Take it to him right off the bat. Kurt's getting mugged over here.
Dean Webster, the guys in the orange shirt tonight at 10:20 on Channel 14.
Did we make enough noise when we came in?
Yeah, you guys made enough noise with that helicopter.
I like how you weaved through the lights. That was great.
I don't think Webster was driving that helicopter. I think.
God, we hope not. It was terrible.
The Raiders will kick things off tonight. Shane Ring will tee it up at the 40-yard line for the Raiders. Dimmitt will be back deep for Tecumseh. Also, Reed here on the near side. Also back deep for Tecumseh will be Stephen Brandel. So the Raiders will have the football if they wish in the second half, and Ring will kick it off. He's adding up his Raiders right there on the field, and we're just about ready to go. Tecumseh band fired up off to our right. And the football game is getting ready to start here on WBDC Huntingburg Jasper. Of course, we've been operating on the 7 o'clock starts through much of the Pocket Athletic Conference season. The kick is in the air. It's a line drive right to the front man up, and it's Reed. He carries the ball across the 20, brings it to the 30, across to the 35-yard line, and that's where the Braves will start. Jeff Reed, a 6-foot sophomore, Tecumseh, playing a lot of younger kids, as you heard in the lineup. Funkhauser, the sophomore, also Nord and Dimmitt, freshman and junior, and Reed, a sophomore. Raiders playing a lot of guys both ways, as Joe mentioned earlier, to try to get something going defensively
down here
on the kick return. It's a Southridge player. He's on his back. We can't get a number right now. It is Kurt Kaczynski. Also, you mentioned the guys going both ways, Joe. Mitch Stetter will see some time in the defensive backfield as well, especially on some third down situations as we get ready to go for the playoffs. But I reminded Coach Hanner as Mitch goes out, and I think Kurt's
he's got to go out for one play.
Yeah, Kurt's got to go out.
Even though he was working on his shoulder.
Special teams said for the playoffs we'd like to use Mitch on third down situations. I said, well, every down's third down with Mater Dei. They'll throw it on first down.
When they come out of the dressing room.
So Kaczynski will come out for one play. Mitch Stetter slides into the cornerback spot. Tecumseh has the football at the 35-yard line. Dimmitt in motion, fumble loose in the football field, and Funkhauser covers it up, but he's driven back to the 31. So that's what you like to see right off the bat there.
Just a bad exchange look between the center and the quarterback. That's what's got to be automatic. You lose 3 to 4 yards. You just can't give that kind of yardage up.
Second down, and they call it 13 at about the 32-yard line. Eric Michaels splits off the left side. Gary Stevens, the receiver, to the right. Double slot, one back behind Funkhauser, the sophomore. Now Dimmitt in motion. They will give it to the guy coming this way, and it's Reed, I believe, and he goes nowhere.
They tried the to bring it back with the second halfback, or the wing back, trying to catch the Raiders napping. Did a good job, stayed home, dropped it for about another 4 or 5 yard loss back to the 24-yard line.
A lot of counter motion, so if we act like we don't know who has the ball, some of the times we don't until they unpile, because they will fake guys in and out, up and down that lineup. But now a 3rd and 20, you got to think they may put it up with Jimmy Funkhauser. They like the double pass off this as well. Back to pass to lefty Funkhauser. Fires it down the football field. He's got a man, Dimmitt, and he dropped the ball at the 47. He got behind the defense on a little out and up, and he just dropped it.
Ball was well thrown. It was right there. Should have brought that one down. They would have had been very close to the first down. Probably would have had the first down.
So the Raiders build off the shutout momentum here on the first drive, and Tecumseh will have to kick it away.
As they say, he's in a bad spot.
Right in the hands. Back deep, the punt is Michaels, and at the 50-yard line is Travis Smith. They must have got on the scouting report where they don't kick the ball very long. Here's the snap. It's a good one. He puts a foot into it, and it's a good kick that spirals. Smith driven back to the 45. He can't handle it, but now did he cover it up? It's loose in the field, and he's got it.
Just start on their own 46.
So Mitch Stetter brings his team out on the football field. Stetter 34 of 81 for 487 and 3 touchdown passes. Got one last week to Kurt Kaczynski. The Raiders first offensive set tonight, and they have the ball in good field position at the 46. Full house backfield. Smith is not back there. It's Kaczynski to start the ball game. Double tight end, Whitney, Nykem, and Schilling. Mitch takes the snap. Will give it right up the middle to Doherty. He plunges forward to about the 49-yard line. So Doherty gets in on the act. He had 2 carries for 12 yards last week. 201 yards on the season for Doherty. It's 2nd and 6. They give him about 4 on the play. No score just underway here in Linville. Mitch brings the team up the line of scrimmage. Here's a snap. Second guy through. Kaczynski spins off a tackler, then gets shoestringed as he brings the ball across the midfield stripe to about the 49.
Did a good job spinning away from that first defender. Picks up about 3 yards down to call it the 48.
3rd down and 4 for the Raiders. Ball at the 47. Double tight. Once again, the full house backfield behind Stetter. Takes the snap, option play right side, tries to get the corner, does. He's got first down yardage, gets knocked out of bounds at the 40 of Tecumseh. It didn't start off looking very good, but the results were good.
Kind of pushing back in the backfield at first. I didn't think he was going to get away from him. He got to the outside and really still had his pitch man with him there as he was still going, so he still had that opportunity to let the ball go.
First down and 10 for the Raiders at the 40. Raiders on their opening drive of the night. Stetter under center. Takes the ball, gives it to Doherty, left tackle. He drags a few Tecumseh Braves inside the 35 to about the 34. Raiders have it in their mind that they want to jam it down Tecumseh's throat. Very interesting game last year. Smith had like the 280 yards on like 12 carries, and the Raiders had the ball 1 second in the first quarter, as it was kind of a weird start. Tecumseh marched it, but they really didn't do anything with it. Raiders have the football. Stetter off to Shane Ring. He breaks it up the middle. He's got running room down to the 15-yard line of Tecumseh. So a little fullback bust right up the middle yields big yardage for the Raiders.
Raiders are taking it right down the field. Nothing fancy, coming with their straight dive series, their belly slants and scissors, but you know, they're not showing anything that Tecumseh's not been ready for and should have expected.
Ball at the 15. Raiders full house backfield with a double tight end alignment. Stetter takes the snap. Will give it to Doherty. And he plows forward, gets a couple. That's about it. Excuse me, it's Ring, 44. Shane Ring on the carry. It will be 2nd down. The tight end left side, Schilling the tight end right. Full house backfield for the Raiders. Here's the snap. Mitch, option right side. He will keep it. Cut it right up the middle. Pounds down. Closer to the goal line. He may be inside the 5 as I peek around the corner.
Probably going to mark him down at about the 3-yard line.
He's got the ball at the 3. So, good start by the Raiders here.
Here again, that play's been very, very effective for Mitch through the latter part of the season here. They're looking for the dive man and the pitch man. He's had that corner.
Raiders take the snap. Off to the left side, and it's a touchdown.
Travis Smith.
Travis Smith goes 4 yards for the touchdown. The Raiders lead 6-0. Very impressive drive. And
very efficient first drive. That's exactly right. Nothing fancy. Kept everything on the ground. Came straight at Tecumseh. Didn't see any fancy stuff on the line of scrimmage as far as blocking. Probably just straight zone blocking, straight ahead blocking. You get your man, get us a crease.
And now the Raiders will line up and go for the 2-point conversion. Nope, they're going to kick it. So Ring march up the line of scrimmage. He will kick the ball for the extra point. Here's a snap. It's high. Whistles blow. Flags fly as Stetter tried to pull down the snap. Let's see what we got.
Not really sure we've got enough guys on the field, to be honest, Kurt. We might have 10 players.
And it would only matter if you didn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage. See, they shuffle guys in. Yeah. Let's count how many go out.
I think we had enough players. I don't know what the call was. It really didn't.
Penalty on the Braves for encroachment.
On the Braves.
So now it's going to move the ball further. Now they elect to go for 2. Because the ball will be half the distance from about the 3, so 1 or 1.5 yard line. Raiders come up the line of scrimmage. Kaczynski in the backfield with Doherty and Ring, and now another whistle.
Somebody's lined up in the neutral zone. Offside, Tecumseh.
Tecumseh. You add half the distance to the goal line there. It's about at the foot line.
Yeah. I would fully expect just some sort of a straight dive here. I wouldn't look for anything fancy going parallel with the line of scrimmage. Just go right at him.
Yeah, one would expect that right here. Stetter up over center. Takes a snap, goes right side to Shane Ring. He dances into the end zone. It's 8-0 Raiders. We'll take this break, come back to Tecumseh after this.
Since 1907, First Bank of Huntingburg.
Travis Smith and also the dive from Shane Ring. So the Raiders keep the ball on the ground during the first drive and just pound it down Tecumseh's throat after they take advantage of the defensive stop.
Yeah, the defense got a good break in their first drive to provide Tecumseh. Their first 3 plays, they fumble once and a drop pass. So the defense is still going to have to come up big. This is a dangerous ball club.
Reed back deep. Also Brandel and Dimmitt. Ring will kick off for the second time tonight. And the Raiders lead 8-0. Ring approaches the football, puts the foot into it, another short kick, and Reed will pick it up at the 29. Now it goes between his legs, and Dimmitt will bring it on the near sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 28 or 29, and that's where Tecumseh will start their second offensive series of the night.
Ball kind of squirted through that first man's legs. All of a sudden they, here again you talk about teams overrunning plays. That possibly could happen in that kind of a situation.
So Funkhauser brings his unit back onto the field for this offensive set. Receivers to the left and right. Stevens and Michaels. Reed and Dimmitt, the 2 slot backs. In motion goes Dimmitt, and he will get the ball left tackle. He put it on the ground, and let's see who's got it. A mad scramble for it, and I think Dimmitt covered it up.
Second down, 13.
So they have had trouble hanging on the football via the air and the ground tonight.
Just getting off to a very poor start here. 4 plays, 2 fumbles, 1 drop pass.
Michaels off to the left side. Stevens to the right on the second down and 12 from the Tecumseh 27. Funkhauser, the sophomore, under center. Dimmitt in motion to the right side. They will give it up the middle to Brandel. He squirts across the 30 to about the 31. Brandel, a 5'11", 160-pound junior. And now again, Joe, 3rd and long.
Look for the Raiders to hopefully send somebody after them. I would fully expect them to pass. Don't let him sit back there and just try and pick us apart. Hopefully we'll send somebody after him from a defensive end spot. Whether we blitz a linebacker or not, I don't know, but somebody's got to go get him.
The blitz package worked very well against Wood Memorial last week. 3rd and long. Funkhauser, long count under the center. In motion, Dimmitt. They will give it to Dimmitt. Now bring it back on a little counter, and he goes nowhere. That being Reed. And submarining inside for the Raiders right there and doing a nice job on the stop for Southridge was Adam Tenbarge, who played well last week as well. They sniffed that play. There's an opportunity to stay at home because that was going wide left. They brought it right back off tackle to the right. Once again, Smith will drop back into safety to field this punt at his 46. Here's a snap. The kick is once again a good one. This one turns over a little bit. Smith will field it at the 38, get away from one guy, and then he is wrestled backwards to the 31. He caught the ball and stopped like he heard a whistle.
I never saw him signal for a fair catch. He looked like he took one step.
Well, he's saying he did.
Yeah, he's saying he did, but I don't know.
Ref didn't see it either. He was like
I never
you.
saw it.
Yeah, it was weird because he just stopped and let everybody get a hold of him.
Yeah. Raiders still going to start in good field position. Start about its own 35.
Got a touchdown on their opening drive, a Travis Smith 4-yard run. Another PAC game tonight. Pike at Heritage Hills, Wood at Gibson, South Spencer at North Posey. Probably the key matchup tonight in all of Southwestern Indiana football. Raiders start their drive offensively. Stetter takes the snap. Travis Smith, left side, in and out of traffic, carries the ball to the 50, down to the 45-yard line of Tecumseh. Some nifty running that time by Travis.
He did a good job shifting that ball to his outside hand once he got down this sideline to keep it away from that Tecumseh defender. Did a real good job, 20-yard gain.
1st and 10 Raiders, and they are running the ball at will like they did last year against the Braves in a 40-0 whitewash at Raider Field. Double tight end alignment. Stetter under center. Takes the ball, gives it to Kaczynski. He pounds down to the 40-yard line. Gain of about 5 for Kurt Kaczynski, who's done a nice job out of that backfield. He's a very versatile player. Good defender, good receiver, leads the Raiders in receiving.
Yeah, he's definitely been Mitch's favorite target. Coach Hanna talked about this team midseason that, this is probably record-wise we're not better than last year, but offensively he really feels this is a better offensive team that we have than last year's squad.
2nd and short, call it 4 from the 40-yard line of the Braves. Mitch takes the snap. Will give it right tackle to Andy Doherty, and he gets stopped right near the line of scrimmage.
Nothing there for Andy. They just jammed it up, know where to go. Got him for a no gain. It's going to be 3rd and about 4.
3rd and 4, Raiders in 4-down territory. They always are. With 4:11 here to play in the first quarter. They lead 8-0. Once again, they line him up right behind Mitch in a straight fashion, the full house backfield. Double tight end. Stetter gives it to Travis Smith. Left side, breaks one tackle, breaks another one, gets to the 31. He's got the 1st down.
Nothing fancy, off tackle slant. He got about a 7-yard gain, gets us down to about the 32-yard line.
3:55 to go in the opening quarter. Raiders in their 2nd drive, and we're almost done with the first quarter, so they're using that ball control running attack to their benefit.
You talk about being in 4-down territory with Brad Puttin being out. He is our long snapper on punts and extra point attempts, so that would probably put us in more 4-down situations anyway.
Mitch takes a snap, play action. He'll put it in the air, throw it down the far sideline. Incomplete, intended for Darren Schilling, as it was just a little bit too high for Darren to come down with it.
Had Darren open in that situation, I think Mitch just overthrew him a little bit.
Last time Pun was out with injury, they kind of handled a free-for-all to see who was going to long snap. They had some auditions, and unfortunately during that time they really didn't have to do it very much. It'll be now 2nd and 10. Raiders come up the line of scrimmage. Mitch looks the situation over. Looks up and down the line. Gets the ball. Takes a snap. Shane Ring, right side. He goes forward for 2 or 3 down to the 37-yard line.
Somebody got through that line.
27-yard line, I should say.
Had Mitch wrapped up as he was making that handoff, so very fortunate there to get that play away. Somebody's got to pick him up. I don't know where he came through, probably shot the gap between guard and center. They're going to have to keep an eye on that man.
Raiders come up the line of scrimmage. Craig Meyer climbs over the football. Mitch gets the ball. Quick pitch. Right side is Smith. He tries to get the corner. He does. Pounds down to the 20-yard line, and he's got the first down.
Ball carried by Travis Smith for the first down.
Nothing fancy, just a quick pitch trying to get him to the corner. He ran to the outside, probably going to get down to the, they're going to call it the 20 or the 21.
Right in front of the watchful eye of one Roger Niehaus,
Charles
James
Foos.
Gunselman, Denny Spinner, and the whole crew across the way.
What can you say? I didn't see those guys sitting on the first down or not, though.
No, they didn't.
Okay.
Mitch under center. Raiders driving once again. Smith gets the ball right side. He gets strung out a little bit, but gets up to about the 15, 14.
16.
Yeah. Brandel in on the stop for the Tecumseh Braves. They give him 5. With 2:27 to go, first quarter. 8-0 Raiders lead. Raiders at 2-5, trying to get back some of that winning momentum that they were able to get last week against Wood Memorial. Mitch takes a snap, will run left side to Shane Ring. He pounds down inside the 12 to about the 11.
Tackled by Jeff Reed.
Third down, Southridge, and 1. Ball is at the 11-yard line. Mitch Stetter at the quarterback controls. Takes the snap, second guy through Shane Ring. He gets hit, and he carries the football down near the 5 or 6. That'll be enough for the first down.
First down, got down to the 6-yard line. You know, here again, this is just the Raider lineman just firing off, getting him that crease, giving him the 4 or 5 yards of pop. That's all Coach Hanner asked for.
First and goal is the 6.
Raiders have just done a great job offensively running the ball. 1,881 yards on the ground. And that's spread throughout their backfield. Here's the snap. They go to Andy Doherty, left side. He breaks out in the clear, and it's a touchdown. Southridge, Doherty from the 6.
Straight ahead here again, just coming straight at him, not doing a whole lot fancy. You know, just stop us if you can. Here we come. It's just a question of you just don't know which back's going to be carrying the football.
And now the Raiders huddle up for the point after touchdown. They will kick it. Brett Sadkamp ball on the field for the hold. Shane Ring will do the kicking. Here's a snap. It's high. Sadkamp puts it down. The kick is in the air, and the kick is up. And it is no good.
Brett did a good job getting the snap down. It was a high snap. Brett did a real good job. Just went wide.
So the kick is no good. It's 14-0. Raiders will break and come back after this. Linville, the Raiders lead 14-0 here with 1:25 to go in the first quarter of action. Andy Doherty gets into the end zone for the Raiders for their second score of the night. And now the Raider defense will be back on the field after this Ring kickoff.
You know, after such a quick start, sometimes you have a tendency to let down. I'm sure Coach Hanner, Winkler, everybody else on the staff over there is talking to them about don't let up. This is still a quick strike offense by Tecumseh. They get behind you. Anything's possible. They're going to come out probably throwing the ball a little bit more, although I don't expect them to get away from their game plan.
Does the Paoli game come to mind?
Paoli, I remember that
that's
game.
One of the things that they talked about. They really, if they look back to any game that set the tone, they thought that letting that one get away was something that they didn't want to do after getting off to a good 12-0 start and have Paoli come back. So we'll see how they handle that here. Ring will kick off, and once again we'll kick it short. Brando will field it, then have it go through his hands. Dimmitt will pick it up. He'll try to bring it to the near side, gets to the 20, the 25 to the 30, brings it out to the 31-yard line, and a pretty good run after he was not the initial guy handling the football.
Here again, on every kickoff, they've not handled it cleanly yet. So
they've had trouble all night long with that ball.
I mean, I don't know if the field's a little bit wet, if it's damp. Something's happening out there.
You're right there. Ball at the 31 to start this drive. Michaels off to the left side. Stevens here to the near split. Dimmitt and Reed are the two wing backs. Randall right behind the quarterback, Funkhauser. Here's the snap. Funkhauser retreats back. Heavy rush. He's flushed. He's hit. He squirms out of one tackle. He's hit and brought down for a sack back at the 20-yard line. Finally, Kurt Hoppenjans drops him to the turf.
They had 3 guys chasing him. He got away from the first 2, and Hoppenjans cleaned up on him for about 11-yard loss.
Funkhauser did a nice job eluding the one tackler, but Hoppenjans, along with Harbison and Tenbarge last week, did a nice job of chasing Luke McConnell around the backfield and also keeping an eye on Jacob Rowe. They seemed to meet Rowe on some of those blitzes right in the hole, and those guys did a good job defensively.
Well, you talk about blitzing. So long as you maintain your lane, you still shouldn't be able to get by. Everybody's got a responsibility.
Second down and long for the Brazen motion read to the near side. Funkhauser once again goes back. The lefty sets up. He'll screen it to the right side, and it cannot be caught as it was intended for Brandel.
Looked like some sort of a wide receiver screen of sorts here, letting those linemen come through pretty quickly. Fortunately for the Raiders, it was not caught.
So now it will be third down and 20. Again, they're put in long situations on third down situations.
Now they're putting themselves in just bad positions there. The Raiders got a good sack on the first play there, but their first couple drives, they just kept shooting themselves in the foot.
Now they spread it out once again. They just have a center, 2 guards, and 2 tackles on that line of scrimmage in tight. In motion, Dimmitt to the far side. Here's a snap. Funkhauser will roll out. Heavy rush. He tries to go up the middle, and he runs right into traffic once again as Tenbarge and Whitney Nykum drop him. Also, Hoppenjans in there as well, as you mentioned, cluttering up that middle where nobody can get to.
The Raider defensive line, they're getting a good push. They're just getting back in that backfield, giving the quarterback nowhere to go. It looked like they were trying to run the one wing back out into the left flat. Going to try maybe some sort of a double pass at times, but right now defense is doing a good job.
The end of the first quarter.
That will be the end of the first quarter here at Tecumseh. When we come back, we'll have a brave punt. The Raiders will get the ball in good field position. We'll break and come back after this.
Building a brighter future.
Tecumseh, the Raiders will field this punt by the Braves here and have the football in, once again, good field position to start the second quarter. They lead 14-zip. So back deep for the Braves, Matt Potter to kick it away. Kurt Kaczynski will drop back at the 45 of Tecumseh to field the punt. Satkamp, one of the up men as well. Here's a snap. It's a good one. Another kick. This one turns over. It's a short kick. Angles it to the near side.
Roughing the kicker.
And we've got a roughing the kicker penalty. I was watching the ball, and you were focused on the kicker.
There was no need for us to be going after the kicker in that situation. We're going to end up with the ball at midfield, set up a return. There's just automatic first down.
You got it. So the Braves will come back out offensively. And if you get part of the ball, you can hit the kicker all you want, but that time he was not near the ball and ran right into the kicker, and Tecumseh obviously will.
I think it was, I believe it was Corey Minke was going out. He just had a bad angle. You've got to aim for the foot or just off the foot to block the kick, and Corey was going more at the kicker.
And that will give the Braves the football once again offensively after the Raiders pinned them back. Coach Ander's not happy on the far sideline. I don't know if that's a personnel anger fit or he's mad at the official, but nevertheless, the Tecumseh Braves will have the ball, and they get the ball out to the 29-yard line, and they get some yardage out of the deal, too, with the first down.
Well, that's a situation there as special teams. You just got to talk to those kids. Just peel back, set up your return.
They will send trips to the near side. One back, Brandel behind Funkhauser. Funkhauser takes a snap, will throw it. You got to watch the pass off this. Now up the field goes the tailback Reed to the 41, or the split back this time, Reed to the 41-yard line. They ran a pass off this against Heritage Hills, and he looked like he was looking downfield before he took off running.
He took a quick look at it, I believe. Got about a 9-yard gain out of it, out to about the 38.
As a defense, you're going to give up completions on that. They've got three guys out here, and they set up the blockers with the other two and then streak a guy down the field, and the Raiders had it well covered. Once again, they go trips to the near side. With one back and a receiver off to the far side, you got to watch the weak side here too. Funkhauser under center, in motion, Brandel, and we've got a whistle, and the Raiders might have jumped on that motion there. Get the official indication. One of the officials is pointing somebody out. It will be against the Raiders. Ball marched all the way to the 43-yard line. Raiders are piling up the penalties. Encroachment. Once again, they go back to the wing tee. Dimmitt and Reed, the two wing backs. Brandel right behind Funkhauser, in motion. Reed to the far side. They will pitch it, run the student body right side. He's met in the backfield and brought down, and it's Kyle Kaczynski.
Yep. Kaczynski did a good job keeping that outside shoulder free. He got all the way out there, wouldn't let him get to the outside. Did a good job bringing him down for back to about the 35-yard line, about 8-yard loss.
That's a nice job fighting people off because they've got everybody but the kitchen sink going that way. They sent a guy in motion that way, and they were going to really try to get the corner there. And Kaczynski, as you mentioned, kept the blockers off. Second down and 18, another long situation for the Braves. Ball on the far hash mark. In motion, Dimmitt this way. Here's a snap, play action. Funkhauser will throw a little pass out in the open. Incomplete, intended for Reed. Might have been tipped by Heath Siddons, but Reed had a hand on it but couldn't reel it in.
Here again, Tecumseh's going to be forced into a 3rd and 18. Kurt, you got the binoculars. Is that not Russ Newman over there holding the yard marker, the down marker over there?
Well, Coach Oxley is over there, too.
But he is. Oh, my goodness.
And
can we get a good mark tonight?
No, for sure. I thought Russ had the pizza down in the stand.
Well, he did have pizza down there earlier. He said he was going to bring me some at halftime, but I don't know. I think he probably ate it all.
3rd and 18. Funkhauser sends a guy in motion. Here's a snap. He goes play action. Once again, thrown out in the flat and caught, but immediately was dropped by Heath Siddons' ball. Caught by Brandel, 28. And Siddons, again, staying home, brings him right to the turf for a short or no gain there. Another 4th down, and once again, Potter on to punt. He's been a busy man tonight for the Braves.
They did a good job reading that. Really got him, probably got him for a negative yardage on that pass play, but had a good rush on the quarterback. And like you said, Siddons was right there on the receiver to bring him down.
Raiders will get the ball again, and I'm sure they'll set that return up this time. Potter waits for the snap. It's low. He gets it away. Ball's in the air, angles the near sideline. Kaczynski just lets it go as it landed out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. Raiders, once again, have not started to drive inside or the 40-yard line. They've had good field position.
They've had great field position. They just, right now, Tecumseh just hasn't been able to get any sustained drive. Their longest gain was on our roughing the kicker penalty. So, but they're still dangerous to the ball club. They're still capable. Right now they're reeling a little bit. We're up 14-0 here. If we punch one in here, this game could be over early.
9:26 to go in the second. Raiders up 14-zip. Full house backfield, Doherty, Ring, and Kaczynski. Here's a snap by Mitch. They will go left tackle Ring. He's knocked near the line of scrimmage and held up as 4 or 5 Braves get in there on the stop.
Came back with some sort of a counter, and that might be their scissors call. Really, they were sitting there waiting on it. They got him for a loss of 1.
Second down now and 11. Raiders scored early in the first quarter. Then with a minute 25 to go, Doherty got in from the 6. Showing the tight end near side. Nykum off to the left. Mitch checks with his backfield before going up under center. Meyer snaps the ball. Mitch, play action. Will roll out to the left. Will roll. Looks like he might keep it. He tucks it under, and he will get some yardage before getting out of bounds at the midfield stripe or that vicinity.
He faked that handoff over here. They tackled Shane Ring, I believe, who he faked to, or Kurt Kaczynski. Then he bootlegged it out there. It'll be very close to the first down.
They mark it to the 49 of Tecumseh. 3rd and 1. Pretty good bet the Raiders will have this first down. Once again, two tight end alignment for the Raiders. Here's a snap by Mitch. He will give it up the middle to Shane Ring. He pounds down to the 44-yard line, a first down, and then some for the Raiders.
Tackled by 33 Reed.
Yeah, here again, just a straight ahead block, just a straight dive. He's getting 5 yards. You know, that's the kind of yard you, as a head coach, you love to get those situations.
They average 5.9. Man, I told the coach that they may just give him 2 downs instead of the allotted 4. Said, no, we won't go that
No,
far.
I don't want to go that.
Whistle here before this play gets started at the line of scrimmage, and no flags were thrown. Some official capacity probably with the timeout. A couple officials will converse.
May have been equipment. They may have seen something.
Now I think they're ready to go. Officials back out of there, and now Stetter will check with Ring to get the play straight. Mitch takes the snap, will give it up the middle to Doherty. He breaks some tackles right down the middle of the football field, moves the pile all the way down to the 24-yard line. Andy Doherty right smack up the gut.
He got through that first line. He got into the linebackers. He scored away from the linebackers, picked up 19, 20 yards.
Another first down Raiders. Ball at the 24-yard line. Tecumseh has been shoveling guys in and out, trying to get some stops. Smith into the ball game, the slot left side. Got a whistle.
We have a timeout to Tecumseh, I believe.
Timeout. Braves will take one as well. 7:57 to go in the half. Raiders up 14-0. We're back after this. At the 24-yard line of Tecumseh. Raiders knocking at the door again. 2 backs in the backfield. A slot now. Doherty in motion goes left side. Mitch will counter to the right side to Shane Ring. He carries the football, busts down all the way to the 15, inside the 15 to about the 14. A little toss action, then giving the ball right back up the middle to Shane Ring, then went right.
Thus far in the first half, we're showing Travis Smith 42 yards, Shane Ring 48, Andy Doherty 36. Mitch Stetter 29. Here you can talk about spreading the offense out.
You know, Ring has 571, Travis 494, 201 for Doherty, 268 for Mitch, 251 for Kaczynski. They're doing it. Raiders have the ball. Left side, Andy Doherty. He pounds forward into the end zone. Touchdown from the 11. Doherty running with some speed and some power right up the middle.
Just went straight at him here again. Nothing fancy. He's just, you know, Tecumseh's got to fill some holes and just start making some sticks. But Raiders are on a roll right now.
Raiders score with 7:33 to go in the first quarter, and then they score with 7:33 to go in the half to go up 20-0. And once again, they're on for the extra point kick attempt, and it will be Kyle Kaczynski on with Satkamp to hold. Kaczynski waits for the snap. It's a high snap. Once again, Satkamp pulls it down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And it's 21-0 Raiders after the kick by Kyle Kaczynski. We'll break, come back to Linville after this. Raiders up 21-0 here with 7:33 to go until halftime. When halftime, we'll visit with Scott Rowland, who's back in town after his good year with the Philadelphia Phillies, and talk a little baseball with Rowland. The Raiders doing a nice job so far, Joe, in this first half, controlling the football and just pounding away at the Tecumseh defense.
While Scott's been in the bigs, I mean, has he learned to watch anybody besides Kentucky?
No,
he has not.
The first thing he said the other night was about the Kentucky IU football game. I mean, I can't escape it. It's a short kick this time by the Raiders. Tecumseh will field it, then bobble it, and then get drilled as Harbison came down and knocked Reed to the turf, and Reed paid for picking that ball up. That was trickling out of bounds, and he could have let it go.
I think he should have gone and let it go. It looked like it was going to bounce out of bounds, and maybe he thought it wasn't. He picked it up,
right.
And Harbison was right there to pop him.
Ball comes to rest at the 25. He, once again, had trouble fielding the kickoff. 1st and 10 at the 25. Tecumseh. This could be a critical set of downs here because you turn the ball back over this time, punt, turnover, whatever, downs.
Yeah, they definitely need to get some first downs here.
Funkhauser will send 3 receivers to the right side, 1 receiver to the near side, 1 back behind Funkhauser, takes snap, gives it right up the middle to Brandel. Now he busts it to the outside and runs right into traffic as Kyle Kaczynski made the stop.
Probably only gained about a yard, 2 yards max.
He had running room up the middle, but then ran right into Raider traffic to the outside of guys once again staying home defensively.
Yeah, he broke into he was wide open. I mean, there was nobody around him, and he started going sideways instead of north-south, and the Raiders' pursuit got him for a 2-yard gain. Those are the kind of plays you really expect to bust them for a lot more when you're that wide open.
Getting the linebacking core, you're right. 2nd down and 8. Here's the snap. Funkhauser will give it up the middle, and Dimmitt is tripped up near the line of scrimmage. As Craig Harbison got in on the stop. Tripped up Dimmitt.
Ball or tackle made by Whitney Nycom.
3rd down and 6. They say Nycom in on the tackle as well. And once again, 3rd and long for Jimmy Funkhauser. He's been operating out of that situation for much of the evening.
Yeah, they went 3rd and long last time. They tried to come in back with that inside counter. We had a blitz on, met him right in the hole. We'll see if they throw it this time.
Triangle backfield this time for Funkhauser. Play action. He rolls. He fires a football down the middle. He's got a receiver at the 50. This guy could go. It's Reed. He's into the clear. He's down the near sideline, and he will take it in. A touchdown pass, 71 yards.
Yep.
That was a well-executed play. They flooded him right across the middle, and he was wide open.
Yep. They had 2 receivers coming out here left. They let the deep receiver go. They covered the short man. Deep receiver got behind everybody. He was gone. 71-yard touchdown run.
Funkhauser to Reed.
Well, we talked about their capabilities of getting a quick strike. You know, they're a big play team. We talked about the yardage they have gained offensively. But we knew that was a possibility. The defensive backs got to stay home. Don't let anybody get behind you. We paid for it that time.
Brandel in for the extra point PAT. The snap is high for him, too. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Braves get that touchdown they needed. 21-7. Raiders on top. We'll break and come back after this. Inville, the Raiders will be back to field a kick for the first time tonight after Tecumseh quick strikes.
Need to be watching here our onside kick possibilities.
That could be a very distinct possibility. He takes a long approach, and Brandel soccer styles it off to the middle of the field, fielded by Travis Smith. He tries to bring it up the middle, has some running room, brings it out to the 31-yard line for the Raiders offensively now.
Ball returned by 34, Travis Smith.
So the Raiders would like to put one back up on the board after Tecumseh made their strike.
1st and 10 at the 30.
You know, 5:58 to go. 21-7. This is a game. We got plenty of time to get one more score here. Just take it down the field, straight ahead. Mitch has only thrown the ball one time, I believe. So the Raiders are going to run the football.
Kaczynski in the slot to the left side. Twin backfield. Mitch will roll out. He will pass. Goes left side. Heavy rush. Slips a little bit. Can't find a receiver, and he is sacked for a huge loss all the way back to the 15-yard line. So he couldn't find his initial receiver and then slipped a little bit, and Tecumseh had 2 or 3 guys in there.
Yeah, that gave him that little slip gave them the time to get to him. But trying to catch Tecumseh, not expecting the run, trying to get Mitch rolling out left and trying to throw the ball out to the flat more likely. But if you're going to do that, Mitch has got to learn just to throw the ball away. He's under pressure. He knew he was going to go down, wing it out of bounds.
2nd and 24 from the 15. Stetter once again operates now with the full house backfield. Mitch takes a snap, 2nd guy through. Kirk Kaczynski tries to get to the outside, breaks one tackle, gets out to the 18 or 19, and he is dropped by Clutter.
Raiders are going to be 3rd and extremely long here. They probably got him to about the 17-yard line. Need to get out to the 40.
3rd and 22. Raiders have to protect the passer if they elect to go through the air here.
You've got to thank Kirk Kaczynski. He's been the favorite target.
He will have to do so this time. Mitch, play action, drives back, will roll left. Fired out to the far flat. He has got his receiver. It's Travis Smith, and he's got the first down all the way out to the 45. Mitch put that one right on the money after the rollout action.
You get 3rd and 22 or 23. Those are not the plays you think you're going to pick him up. And here Travis gets out there. He lays it up, does a great job. Gets us out to about the 43-yard line.
It's a weird game. You can not get the 4th and 1 sometimes, and then you go up top on a 3rd and 22. 1st and 10 now at the 43 for Southridge. Mitch takes a snap. We'll go right back to the running game. Andy Doherty squirts forward to the 45 or 46, a short gain.
That was a big play for the Raiders. If they've not picked that up, been forced to punt it right back to Tecumseh, if they come back and get a score, this is a new ball game.
2nd down and 7. Raiders bring their team to the line of scrimmage. Meyer, the center, climbs over the football. Mitch looks through the Tecumseh defense. They bring some linebackers up the line of scrimmage. Now they back off a tad. Here's the snap. They quick pitch, short side of the field. Travis Smith has some ring room. He's got 1st down yardage all the way down to the 45 of Tecumseh.
You almost wonder if that was some sort of audible because they brought all these linebackers inside. They were going to jam everything up if he audible to a quick pitch outside. If it wasn't an audible, very fortunate to have the right play called at the right time. But if it was an audible, Mitch did a good job.
That's right, ran into the short side of the field with those guys up the middle. 2nd down and 10. They mark the ball at the 47 with 3:33 to go. Raiders up 21-7 in this ball game. Double tight end, Kramer to the left side. Right side is Schilling. Whistles blow, and the Raiders jumped off on the left side of the line there.
Tecumseh jumped this side, we jumped that side. We may have offsetting penalties on here.
Tecumseh staff not very happy with the call.
Both sides went. Tecumseh made contact this side, we jumped left side.
Officials are trying to sort it out. Explain to each other what they saw. Tecumseh players are happy about the call, so this may be against the Raiders. Someone on the left side of the line moved.
5-yard penalty against Southridge.
And it's against the Raiders. 5-yard penalty, 1st and 15. And now the 47 of Southridge. Once again, they operate out of the full house backfield. Stetter takes a snap. Will go to the left side to Travis Smith. He carries the ball to the 49 or 50-yard line.
Ball carried by
Bobby Howard in on the stop.
tackled by Mike Hall. Bob Howard.
2nd down and 13.
2nd down.
Raiders like to tack one on before the half. 3:07 to go. Stetter gets the snap. He will option to the near side. He tries to keep it, flips it back to Travis Smith. That's loose in the field, and Travis fortunately covered it up. He pitched that ball to Travis, who was a half a yard behind him.
Yeah, that's something Mitch just got to learn. That's a pitch you just don't make. Here again, we talk about it all the time, separation between the back and the quarterback on an option. You just don't pitch it when it's that close. You're better off just having Travis bust it up, go make a block for Mitch, keep it, and let Mitch.
Yeah,
Mitch
Mitch
try and
can
bust
flat out
so
run
sure
those.
he
He's excellent on that option run when he keeps it himself. Mitch takes a snap. He will option left side. Mitch will turn it up right on cue. Tries to get the corner, goes to the outside and driven down at the 42 on this 3rd and 7. And he's not going to be there for the 1st down, but again, they'll probably go for it here and keep this drive alive.
Did down to about the 42, gain of about 3, so.
I haven't seen too many defensive backs push Mitch down on that option
Mitch,
keep.
Mitch does a good job, but here again, he was going out. It looked like a dead run the whole way. You had the back behind him for the pitch. They could somehow bring him up in front of Mitch and, get a lead block out of the play. Got a timeout, looks like.
4th down and 4 for the Raiders. We'll take this timeout, come back to back to Linville after this. A big 4th and 4 for Southridge at the brave 41-yard line. $1:54 to go in the 1st half. Stetter, a full house backfield. Looks like a long 4 as well across the way. Here's a snap by Mitch. Shane Ring, left side. He breaks a couple of tackles. He's got the 1st down inside the 35 to about the 34-yard line.
Shane just flat runs hard. I mean, that young man he gives it everything he's got. He's a great senior leader. He just does what he has to do.
That was a good run on 4th down. They mark the ball down at the 35. 1st and 10 Raiders with 1:40 to go. Raiders not done here in the 1st half. They lead 21-7. Here's a snap by Mitch. Takes a snap. Travis Smith, right side, breaks a couple of tackles, puts his shoulder down, and gets down to the 25-yard line. 24 maybe. Now they move the ball back to the 25.
A gain of about 10.
Ball carried by Smith.
Call it 9.
Second down, 1.
2nd down and 1. Ball at the 25-yard line. Ring, Smith, and Doherty in the backfield. They will go to Travis Smith. Slant play, left side, gets 1 or 2. That's it. Raiders will now have to use the clock wisely here with a minute 2 to go. Mitch brings his team back to the line of scrimmage on this 1st and 10. Here's a snap by Mitch. Play action, sets up in the pocket. Heavy rush, fires it towards the end zone. He's got Kaczynski. Caught the ball, but he's out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Good over-the-shoulder catch by Kurt Kaczynski. And Mitch put it right on the numbers. Mitch was running out of trouble, and he got dropped after the play. It was a clean play by the end. Nick Powell coming in to try to stop Mitch's pass.
They're going to call him down at about the 2-yard line, it looks like, so expect straight ahead powers, dives right here to get this touchdown.
Knocked him out of bounds. Kaczynski was open, and Mitch hit him. Doherty, Ring, and Smith in the backfield. Double tight. Stetter, the snap, goes to Shane Ring. He squirts forward towards the end zone. Got tripped up right before he got in there. Going to be awfully close right now. 2nd and 1 at the 1.
Yeah, probably got him for about a no gain. He got tripped up right there at the line of scrimmage, so just need to watch the clock.
Mitch takes a snap, will run the quarterback sneak up the middle, and he will get the touchdown with 27 seconds left. So Mitch Stetter gets into the end zone for Stetter.
Well, they did a good job there. They didn't go back to rehuddle. They just kept it on the line of scrimmage when Shane did not get in the first time, and they did a good job just sneaking it into the end zone.
Once again, they will kick the extra point. Kyle Kaczynski on. Try to make it 28-7. Sadkamp on to hold. Here's a snap. The kick is up. It's a low line drive, and it's good. And the Raiders lead 28-7 with 27 seconds to go in the half. We'll break, come back to Tecumseh after this.
What's the most efficient way to heat and cool my house?
How can I learn more about heat pumps?
What's the safest method of heating and cooling?
What are the benefits of a geothermal heating and cooling system?
How can I make
What
my
is
home
For answers
Right.
to all your energy questions, call your local electric cooperative. They can help you save on heating, cooling.
Back on another score, 28-7. They answer that score by Tecumseh and get right back on the board. You got to like that. As Shane Ring will kick things off for the Raiders. Reed, Dimmitt, and also Brandel back deep to field this kick. They've had trouble handling kicks so far tonight. Raiders have kicked off a lot so far, including the opening kick of the game.
Raiders need to be careful right now. Just trick plays. Don't let anybody get behind you. Keep the defense attack. Basically go prevent. Don't let them get behind you to get another quick score here right before the half.
27 seconds all that remains here in the half. Here's the kick. It's a squibber right down the middle, fielded by Dimmitt. He'll take it to the far sideline, has it at the 20, cuts it up to the 25, brings it out to the 30. And
looked like there was a clipping over there. No flag on the play.
like an illegal block, and it'll be 1st and 10.
Started about the 30-yard line.
At the 30, they hit the Raiders with a nice flood pass the last time up, so they've got to be aware of that. Stetter comes into the defensive backfield, and he's limping around a little bit out there. They are back in that prevent.
Now, Kurt Kaczynski's back here, deep center field. Looks like Mitch is going to go back there with him, so they're going to try and keep everything in front of him, then make your tackles.
Funkhauser checking with his backs in the backfield, and there might be something up here. Has the power eye behind him now. Here's
This
a
is the
snap.
formation they
Funkhauser
completed it for a while ago.
sets up off play action, throws it down the far sideline. Ball caught by Stevens, but did he get in bounce? And I guess he did with 12 seconds to go. Funkhauser to Stevens. out to the
13-yard game, 43-yard line. Funkhauser's 4 out of 7.
had some trouble
Very
early,
efficient,
but
yes.
has come on as of late. 12 seconds, all that remains here in the half. Raiders up 28-7. Once again, the double slot formation, receivers to the left and right. Here's a snap by Funkhauser. He will drop back, step up in the pocket. The lefty fires it down the middle of the football field. He's got his man at the 45-yard line of Southridge. And on the catch will be Matt Potter. They drove him back a little bit after the catch, but he did make the catch with 3 seconds to go. Timeout Tecumseh. We'll keep it right here for the final 3 seconds of the half. So Tecumseh brings it into Raider territory. Raiders using that prevent and making them catch the ball in front of them and use that clock. That time he couldn't get out of bounds. He was right in the middle of the field.
Yeah, 3 seconds to go here now. You know, they may have to really go for a some sort of a hook and ladder, if you will, catch the ball, lateral it back, try and make anything happen here. I don't think the Raiders are going to let him get behind. At this point, Old Safety should be back around the 15-yard line, keeping them in front, and just watch that there's no catch and then lateral back.
Listening to Southridge football here on WBDC Huntingburg. Jasper, it is a 1st and 10 for the Braves at the 30-yard line, or excuse me, the 44-yard line of Southridge. And 30 on the board. Receivers to the left and right. Twins to the left and right. One back behind Funkhauser, that being Brandel. Here's a snap. They
Double
throw
pass.
it out to
Double
Stevens.
pass.
Stevens sets up. He tries to get the ball off, and he is knocked out of bounds as he flutters the ball up in the air, and that's how the half will end. They tried that double pass. Stevens, he looked around, couldn't find a receiver, and then threw it as he was knocked out of bounds on the near sideline.
Here again, that's a trick play. You know, you got to try something at that point. They're basically at midfield, so.
Back at Tecumseh, the Raiders on top, 28-7 at the halftime break. Both teams out from the locker room. The Raiders came out a little bit early, Tecumseh a little bit later, and Coach Henner allowing for them to start the second half or try to penalize them like the Raiders got up at Paoli, but that's not the case. But the Raiders looking to build on this first half surge where they scored 28 points, hold Tecumseh down to 7. The big play, the only score of the ball game for the Braves, that long pass play. So they've held them pretty well in check the last 2 weeks as far as the big play is concerned with Rowe and Wood, and now Tecumseh here in the first half.
Right, Tecumseh's got nothing going rushing-wise here in the first half. That one big 71-yard pass play accounts for 3/4 of their yardage. So we got to do a good job here in the third quarter here, just coming right out, reestablishing our running game, take them out of their running game, and just get this game over with.
Andy Doherty, a couple of touchdowns tonight for the Raiders. Travis Smith also got in the end zone, as has Mitch Stetter here in the first half of play. The Raiders will have the football to start the second half after they kicked off to start the ball game. So that's good. Got Notre Dame football tomorrow. The Irish in Pittsburgh to take on the Panthers. It's not Pitt anymore, I'm reminded. It's Pittsburgh.
Panthers. Hopefully not the Pittsburgh Steelers, who the Colts have tomorrow, or Sunday.
Sunday, yeah. Notre Dame needs a win. The Colts need a win, and they're both going to Pittsburgh.
I think the Irish are going to come out of there with a win tomorrow, Kurt. I feel good about this. The Slick and Bruno's team has unanimously picked Notre Dame to win, so I just think it's in the stars.
Well, the Irish have had their way with Pitt. It was like 60-6 last year in their ball game, so I'm sure the Irish will be fired up and needing a win tomorrow.
They need a game to where they can just light it up and get a game going, because next week they've got Southern Cal at home. Charles and Ross Foose and myself will be making our way north that week. So,
well, that'll be good. The Irish and USC, always one of the best games and best rivalries in all of college football. Tecumseh will kick things off here to start the second half. And the Raiders will receive. And back deep for Southridge, Travis Smith, and Kurt Kaczynski. The second half is now underway. The kick angles to Travis Smith. He'll run up and field it at the 25 across the 30. Cuts it back up the middle, the 35 to the 40 before he is upended at the 40-yard line. Raiders once again in prime field position. They got a lot of good field position via the punt last time. And now they start in great field position.
Here again, starting on our own 40-yard line, basically working with half a field. So, once you get that ground game cranked up and you start crunching out 5, 6, 7 yards a pop, just doesn't take long.
Raiders up 28-7. Raiders might have some opportunity to play a lot of guys on the offensive and defensive side of the ball tonight as well. Nykum and Schilling, the two tight ends. Mitch, a quick count, takes a snap, counter play near side. Travis Smith, he will bring it to the sideline. He's got running room. Flag down the football field as he cuts it back up, still on his feet, all the way down to the 23-yard line of Tecumseh, but a flag back at the Raider 40.
We're going to have a hold on the Raiders. I think that's going to be called thanks to one of the assistant coaches at Tecumseh. He was hollering and screaming over here for a hold. It wasn't going to be called at first. The flag came from deep in the defensive backfield. One of the referees, it was not the line judge that called this play.
Because it was a situation where it was, again, not involved in the play itself. It was a lag type of deal, and you're right, they got all over it.
Well, the Raiders came back with a counter, if you will, and caught Tecumseh a little bit looking for it, although if the hold did come into play, that could be the reason for the long game. But Travis did a real good job busting it out there.
Ran some more counter action, a play that he was very successful on last year in that ball game. Ball gets marked all the way back to the 32-yard line. Kurt Kaczynski will check into the lineup for the Raiders here on this next play.
Not the way you want to start first play in the second half. So Raiders have put themselves in a big hole. This is what Tecumseh did in the first half on their first series, or first couple series, actually.
Hated to see Russell slave away all during the first half and make that pizza for us.
He did a great job. I'm going to write a letter of recommendation for that boy.
Not only did he bring it up, I understand he made it. In motion, Kaczynski to the far side. Mitch will roll out that way. The lefty fires it out for Kaczynski. One-handed over the shoulder grab, and Kaczynski goes down the far sideline, knocked out of bounds near the 50, but he reeled that in with one hand.
Unbelievable catch down that left far sideline. Here again, Mitch looking for his favorite receiver, Kurt Kaczynski. There's no doubt about it.
Kaczynski came in with 17 receptions for 224 yards, has a couple tonight as well, and they marked the ball all the way down to the 43, so he gets more yardage. I thought they may have knocked him out of bounds near midfield, but that's not the case. He caught the ball and just like it stuck to his hand as he tried to reel it in.
He brought it in with the one hand. Here again, the Raiders put themselves in a big hole. They come out of it with a big pass completion.
Now Kaczynski slot right side. Twins in the backfield. Now they shift Ring over. And they're split even further in the backfield. Stetter takes the snap. Shane Ring, right tackle, keeps those feet moving and gets some forward progress down to the 34-yard line, or 35 or 36.
Shane got hit probably about just a yard past the line of scrimmage and kept driving forward, picks up 5 yards.
Second down and 2. This is the time where a lot of the playoff teams do the scouting. You could throw a lot of things that make the scouts worried in situations that you don't normally do, since the game is a little out of hand. Shane Ring goes right side. He's met by Zeb Clutter, and he shirt tackles him to the ground. He lost a couple there.
We've got to think that modern-day coaches or assistant coaches, somebody's here watching this ball game. So, we're going to start. If we get control of this game, you're going to see a lot of secondary people come in and give these stars a breather.
Especially with Mater Dei off tonight. They play Castle tomorrow at the Wrights Bowl. 3rd and 4. Smith, Ring, and Kaczynski in the backfield. Stetter under center. Takes the snap. Mitch, short drop. Pop pass over the middle. He's got Kramer, the tight end, and he makes the catch.
Be a first down.
Number 82, Tony Kramer.
First catch for Kramer this football season. With Pund out, another tight end gets into that mix.
86, Bill Nord.
First and 10 Raiders. Mitch just popped right off the center and threw that ball into that vacated hole. They were bringing guys up the middle again.
Right, that's the pass that we saw. We saw she was against Paoli effectively in the first game.
1st and 10. Here's the snap. They go Doherty. He tries to slant it back up the middle off right tackle. He goes nowhere. Left tackle, he goes nowhere. Maybe got to the line of scrimmage.
Ball was carried by Doherty. Tackled by 52, Dan Kirsch.
If anything, it's going to be a short gain.
No gain, second down.
No gain.
Second down for the Raiders. Ball at the Tecumseh 30. Raiders driving right out of the halftime break here. Southridge up 28-7. Stetter takes the snap. Play action will option to the near side. Pitch it back to Travis Smith. He'll try to get the corner right side down to the 17-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. Once again, the option play for the Raiders.
Take him down to the 16-yard line. He pitched it here again. A little more separation between the two. They were probably almost dead even. It was almost a straight sideways lateral. Going with a no huddle.
16-yard line.
First and 10 at the 16. No huddle for the Raiders. Kramer, the tight end left. Schilling, the tight end right. Here's a snap. Quick pitch left side. Smith has got the corner. Now he gets run to the sideline. Good tackle by the Braves. Josh Dimmitt. Looked like Travis would run and get the corner, but Dimmitt just made the beeline. Good angle of pursuit.
Did a good job stringing it out. Brought him down. Probably got him for a short loss on the play. Maybe a loss of about 1.
Loss of 1 on the play. Second down, 11.
Second down and 11 for the Raiders at the 17. Here's a snap. Mitch will go left tackle to Shane Ring. He gets slung around and ripped to the ground. Another short gain, if any.
They got a hold of the jersey or the shoulder pad and just brought him down. Probably going to call no gain.
52, Dan Kirsch. No gain.
Third down and 11 at the 17. Raiders got out of a huge hole earlier here in this drive. Let's see what they can do here. Stetter with the slot left side takes a snap. Will play action left side, roll out to the right. An official picked off the defender, and the defender snows Stetter under for a sack.
Tackle by number 44, Kyle
We'll
Fox.
mark it down to about the 32-yard line.
Mitch made the play action, then turned to sprint right and ran right into the back judge.
Yeah.
And I think he was going to get tackled anyway because they didn't buy it. The fake.
Yeah, there was no sense there. So there was nothing there for Mitch to do. He had no time to dump the pass off. He ate it and went down. So it's going to be 4th and 28.
At the 32.
At the 32.
Raiders can get the first down inside the 5-yard line, but they will most probably, if they do get that much, score.
I've got to look at Kirk Kaczynski. He's split out wide right.
Mitch takes a snap, drops back to pass. Heavy rush. He's hit, and he'll go down at the 40-yard line. The pass protection is breaking down here in this drive. Good push, though, by the Tecumseh lineman.
He didn't have much time there either, so Tecumseh did a good job stop. They're going to take over on the 37-yard line.
So the Raiders turn the ball over on downs after knocking at the door here early in the third quarter.
That's what the Tecumseh Braves needed. They needed a confidence boost. They stopped the Raiders. The Raiders were on the 14-yard line, and it looked like they were going in for a score. Came up with some good defensive plays.
Once again, the wing T for Tecumseh. Dimmitt in motion. They will give it to Dimmitt. He'll try to sweep the left side. Shane Ring wrestles him to the ground behind the line of scrimmage. Also, Sitton's up on the stop as well.
Dimmitt should have cut that ball, cut it up inside there. Shane had outside contain. He wasn't going to give it up, and he kept trying to get to the outside. Shane basically just ran right into Shane and brought him down.
Second down and long. They call it 16.
Tackled by Ring. Loss of 6, second down, 16.
6:30 to go here in the third. Raiders up 28-7. Once again, Funkhauser operates out of the wing T formation. In motion, Reed to the other side. Here's a play action. Funkhauser drives back far flat with a pass incomplete, intended for Dimmitt, as Kyle Kaczynski was guarding Dimmitt and knocked the ball away.
Almost went the other way. Dimmitt almost looked like the defensive back there trying to knock that pass away. It was looking like it was going to be intercepted there for a while.
And now it will set up again a third down and 16, as Funkhauser's been in that situation from time to time tonight.
As have the Raiders. We've been forcing long situations and come out of it, as has Tecumseh. So look for him to go deep. Obviously, Jeff Reed caught the long touchdown pass before, so we want to know where he's at.
He's in the slot to the left side. Receivers to the left and right. One back now. Funkhauser sends Reed in motion. Here's the snap. They will fake it to Reed. Funkhauser rolls out this way, fires it down the near sideline. He's got his man incomplete. Satkamp on the coverage, and now they throw a late flag, and it's going to be a pass interference, as the intended receiver was Eric Michaels.
I don't know. Brett was right there as the ball got there as well. The near official did not call it, although he may have been shielded by the play a little bit. The back official came up running up the field and called it from the backside. Here again, the Tecumseh sidelines yelling for that that penalty, and they got it.
It's a situation like that where it doesn't matter if it's Southridge or Tecumseh. A loose ball, a ball in the air is a loose ball. I mean, since when is this ping pong or tennis? I mean, it's a contact sport. Let's let the guys play. I mean, both guys had an equal opportunity to catch that ball. Supposedly, that's what the rules state. Pretty good coverage by Satkamp because he closed in a hurry because Michaels was open there for a brief second. 1st and 10 now at the 48, so Tecumseh gets some yardage on that penalty. In motion, Dimmitt to the near side. They'll sweep him right up the center's backside. Dimmitt has some running room all the way down to the Raider 44. Nice blocking up front by the Braves.
By number 20, Kyle Kaczynski. Gain of 9 on the play. 2nd down and 1.
This is a dangerous time right now for the Raiders. Need to come up with a stop, not allow Tecumseh to get in the end zone. They still got 44 yards to go, but don't let Tecumseh reestablish anything and get anything cooking here.
2nd down and 1. Usual down to play with in this situation by some teams. In motion, Reed. Here's a snap. They give it up the middle to Reed, and he plows forward. And once again, the official goes down to the turf as he was sandwiched between 2 Raiders and the ball carrier.
I think the Raiders are going to call for a timeout here. I don't know, Coach Hanna was motioning on the sideline.
Timeout. Southridge will do the same. 28-7. Tecumseh driving here in the 3rd. Will break and come back after this. On top here at Tecumseh, the Braves have the football, though, as they have it at the 37 of Southridge. And they have got something going here, aided by the pass interference penalty.
Coach Hanna and Winkler did not lack what they saw in this little mini drive here. You know, the penalty obviously helped, but they're still moving the ball. They're getting 2 minutes yardage. Coach Winkler just does not like what he's seen, so he called timeout. They went and discussed, see if they reestablish themselves here now, see if they change the defense.
They're putting that guy in motion and trapping, letting the Raiders come up the field and then just trapping them down. Once again, Funkhauser sets his team in motion. Reed once again. They give it up the middle, this time to Brando, and he gets some running room. He's still on his feet down to the 22-yard line of the Raiders. That time they put the guy in motion, then busted it up with their fullback, Stephen Brandel.
They're getting the running game going here. They're down to the 22-yard line. You know, the Raiders need to come up with a stop here. You know, they're gaining confidence right now with every play.
In motion, or excuse me, the 2 receivers to the left and right for Funkhauser. Now in motion, Dimmitt to the near side. They give it up the middle to Brandel once again, and Harbison came up and knocked him to the ground, filling that hole.
Made a real good stick.
Tackled by Craig Harbison.
Probably going to call for maybe a gain of 1 or no gain.
2nd down and 10. 4:52 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Braves trying to get back on the board. They trail 28-7. Reed and Dimmitt, the 2 slots. Brando right behind Funkhauser. In motion, Dimmitt to the left side. They'll roll out with Funkhauser. He puts the ball in the air down the near sideline. He's got Reed. He makes the catch, but he's hit right away by Kurt Kaczynski. But they do make the catch. And let's see where they mark the football as they bring it back toward the middle of the field on the spot.
Down about the 12. It's going to be very close to a 1st down. 1st down.
And you can establish that running game, the play action, you have to buy it, and that's what the Raiders did there, and Funkhauser made the nice roll and the nice pass. Funkhauser up under center. In motion, Reed. Up the middle to Reed. Once again, he goes right over the center. He's got some running room. It's 4 or 5 on the play, it looks like.
Call it down to about the 6.
Second and 5 at the 6, so they can get it inside. Under center goes the quarterback, Funkhauser. In motion, Dimmitt. They will give it to Dimmitt. He'll try to go right up the center's back, and he gets 1 or 2. It'll be 3rd down and 3. 3rd and 2, they say. 3:23 to go, 3rd quarter.
Raiders need to try and submarine right now. Take the offensive line and take their legs out. Don't give the running back room to run. Free those linebackers up, come over the top and make a stick. Tecumseh may got wide side of the field to the right side, may try and go that route.
Funkhauser, the quarterback. In motion goes Reed. They'll try to sweep to the outside. One Raider missed, another one made the tackle, and it was Kurt Kaczynski. Hoppenjad's missed early, then Kaczynski came in to finish him off. Nice job by Kurt Hoppenjad just to slow him down in that short yardage situation.
Did a good job getting outside, brought him down call him down at about the 6 or 7 for probably getting for about a 2-yard loss.
4th and 8 at Dayton. There's no doubt what Tecumseh will do here. They check with their coaching staff, and they'll bring the offense onto the field or keep them onto the field for this 4th and 8. Funkhauser, the line of scrimmage, power eye backfield, triangle if you will. Funkhauser will drop back off play action, fired into the end zone and incomplete. Intended for Reed, as Satkamp was back on the coverage along with Corey Minke.
Raider defense did a good job. They didn't buy into the play action, stayed back in the secondary, into the end zone, did a good job knocking the ball away.
So the Raiders turn back that Tecumseh threat. And you got to like that. Take some wind out of the Braves' sails. 1st and 10, Southridge at the 8-yard line of the Raiders. Stetter, once again, the full house backfield. We've seen a lot of that as usual. Ring, Doherty, and Smith in the backfield. Here's a snap. Looks like it's Shane Ring. He squirts forward for a couple across the 10-yard line to about the 12 or 13.
It looks like he's not going to pick anything up, and all of a sudden he busts loose, picks up 6.
They're always diving forward after the play, or after the initial hit, I should say. Under 2 minutes to play here in the 3rd. Here's a snap once again. Mitch will go to the outside. He is hit and brought down. Is the ball carrier, that being Travis Smith. He was met by Nick Powell, and Powell tackled him up high and knocked him down.
He's probably going to lose about 2 yards back to the 10-yard line. He no sooner got the ball, and he was met. So Raiders going to be forced into a 3rd and 7, 3rd and a long 6.
They've got out of this position before earlier in the first half. Mitch, full house backfield, pitch to the far side. Travis Smith tries to pick a hole. He's hit and brought down a short gain. He will not get there, I don't think.
No, Raiders are going to be forced to punt. It's going to be 4th and about probably 3 or 4. You don't mess with it here. Punt the ball away.
Raiders will punt it away on this 4th and 4 at the 14. So Siddons, the usual punter, will probably drop back deep and kick this one away. Siddons will drop back to punt formation. Kramer now doing the long snapping. Here's a snap. It's a good one. Here's the heavy rush, and Siddons just barely gets it off. Caught at the 50 by Tecumseh. That's Reed, and he gets nice coverage by Kurt Kaczynski down on special
did a
teams.
real good job on coverage there. He got no gain, caught the ball, dropped him on the 49-yard line.
Ball returned by Reed, tackled by number 25.
So
Kurt Kaczynski.
the Braves have pretty good field position. Their defense does a nice job after, having the air sucked out of them on the
Well, here, 25 seconds ago here in the 3rd quarter, the score's 28-7 as it was at halftime. This, 3rd quarter, both teams took their shots, couldn't get in the end zone.
Kind of a stalemate quarter by both these teams. Stevens and Michaels, the receivers, now in motion. Reed, they go up the middle to Brando, and he is gang tackled by the Raiders as Siddons also 10 barge, among others, in on the stop.
He got through that initial line of scrimmage. It looked like he was going to bust it out, and all of a sudden the speed of the Raiders got there. The pursuit was there, holds him to a 2 to 3 yard gain.
That will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. And after 3 quarters of play here at Tecumseh, it's Southridge 28, the Braves 7. We're back after this. Raiders lead 28-7 here in this PAC matchup. The Braves have the football with a 2nd down and 8 situation.
Trips out here to the right. Look for some sort of possibly a wide receiver screen, although they may be a decoy.
Brandel, the lone setback behind Funkhauser. Here's the snap. Funkhauser will give it up the middle to Brandel, and he's got some running room. He's tripped up by Kurt Kaczynski as the middle opened up with all the conscious here on the outside with the three receivers. He got some good running room. It'll be a first down, I think. And he'll move the chains forward across the way.
You spread the field. You know, the defense gets thin in the middle. Once you bust it by that line of scrimmage, you got an opportunity to run.
Once again, trips to the right side, a receiver here to the near side. Lone setback, Funkhauser sets up, and he has the ball picked off by Whitney Nykum. He read the wide out screen, and Nykum just stepped in front of that pass, and Nykum gets his first pick of the year.
Whitney did a great job getting out there. He jumped, leapt, got in the air, got the ball down. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Funkhauser was just going to take the snap, throw it right out to the receiver, had two guys in front of him to block, but a strange thing happened. Nykum stepped in front of that pass and kind of walked off from the end spot instead of the rush. He just walked into the pass and made the nice interception. Defensive ends don't intercept very many passes.
No, they don't.
But Nykum did a nice job right. Making the initial hit, Mike Hall, and then a couple of other guys like Clutter came in to finish him off.
I'll get him for about a loss of about 4 to 5 on that one. Back to about the 47, loss of 4.
Treadway's first carry of the night. He'll come out of the lineup. Kurt Kaczynski back in. Second down and 13. Raiders up 28-7. Mitch operates with two tight ends. Takes a snap from Meyer. Option. Mitch will be hit, and he will be brought down by Zeb Clutter. That time, the pitch man was in front, and he couldn't have pitched that to him if he wanted to.
Now, the spot should be up around the 40-yard line. Yeah.
Yeah, right there. Clutter was basically quiet in the first half, but he's come here in the third quarter at the linebacker spot and bringing him.
Whatever they did at halftime, they talked to these kids at halftime, and this has been a stalemate here for the entire second half. No team, really, neither team's been able to do a whole lot.
Third down and 20 from the Raider 39. Ring off in the receiver spot to the right side. One back behind Mitch. Mitch drops back to throw, throws it across the middle. He's got his receiver. That's Darren Chilling. He's still on his feet, dropped at the 48. He's going to be way shy of the first down marker. And I'm sure that will bring Siddons out to kick this one away. I'm not for sure, but I think he's out there.
Yeah, I would expect them to punt this ball away. There's no sense in going for it right now. Try and pin Tecumseh as deep as you can. Clutter's coming out. Looks like he's hurt. He's holding that right shoulder. Looks like he's a little woozy a little bit. He's not moving that right arm much.
He's ran the ball a little bit in the past, but with this little run and shoot they got going now, he's basically on defense. He's Siddons back to punt, ball near the midfield stripe, and the Raiders jump off sides on the line of scrimmage. One of the gunners, Kurt Kaczynski, got off the line a little too quick.
Trying to gain a little bit of an advantage there. Heath did a real good job last punt. Got it up in the air, had a good spiral on the ball. And Kaczynski did an excellent job in coverage there. So Kurt's just trying to get downfield to get himself in position to make a very good tackle.
Won't make much of a difference. They'll mark the ball back to the 44. 9:29 to go. Raiders enjoy 28-7 lead. Reed back deep at about his 25. Here's a snap. It's high. Siddons brings it down, and once again a spiral-type kick. Let's see what kind of bounce it takes. It takes a Raider hop across the way and will come to a rest at about the 26 on the far hash mark across the way. Tecumseh just got away from it and let it bounce idly.
Well, the ball was going away from their primary return man, and there was a blocker up. In that situation, just get away from it, start in your own 27, still good field position.
Week number 8 of the high school football season. We started a week early, and the weather is just outstanding. We haven't had a bad night yet.
Hopefully we won't have any. Knock on wood. Here we come over here too. So, but yes, it has been great weather-wise this year.
No rain. We had that big ball game down at North Posey last year where it just poured. Funkhauser comes up the line of scrimmage with a double slot and a fullback. Now in motion, Clutter. Speaking of Clutter in the backfield, and he gets the pitch, and he is hit and brought down behind the line of scrimmage by Kyle Kaczynski, who came up to stop Clutter. We talked about him not running the ball yet tonight, and first play since that time, he gets the ball and runs it. Nice job by Kaczynski of staying home. Second down and 14. Stevens to the near side receiver, to the far side, Michaels. See if Funkhauser and the Braves go to the air here. Brandel, the lone setback in motion, Clutter. Here's a snap. They'll bring it back to Dimmitt through the left side on a counter. Open Yods once again trips him up in the backfield.
Josh Dimmitt on the carry, short game.
Game for a game about 1, maybe 2.
Third down.
Here again, third and long, third and about 13. Obviously, Raiders need to play a little prevent here. Tecumseh's in a situation, even though they're deep in their own territory, may have to go for it on fourth down if they don't pick it up.
Got a timeout to come, so they'll talk it over. We will take a timeout as well. 28-7 Raiders. We're back after this. First 7 our score, 8:01 to play in the ball game. Raiders on defense right now. Tecumseh will come to the line of scrimmage. They will once again negotiate a third and long situation at the 23-yard line of the Braves. Funkhauser under center. Takes a snap. Short drop, play action, heavy rush by Nykum. He does get the pass away, caught by the fullback, and still on his feet, Brando. He carries the football forward. He's going to be short of the first down by just a tad as Funkhauser evaded the rush of Whitney Nykum and got the ball just in time to Brando, who did a nice job of running once he caught it.
I thought Whitney had him. I think they're going to be about a yard short.
You're going to bring the chains on. I would think they would go for it in this situation.
Well, they've almost have no choice here, I think.
Brando did a nice job of running once he caught the ball, and Funkhauser barely got it off.
He probably gained about 6-7 yards after the initial hit, so.
They stretch the chains. He will be
short.
a football short.
4th and inches.
They've already made up their decision. They're going for it. They're not going to. They won't punt here. They have no choice.
No, they're down 28-7.
Yeah.
7:35 to play.
Raiders need to play this basically like a goal line. You got to expect just a straight ahead dive of some sort, just to pick up that foot. Quarterback sneak is always an option. So try and submarine, play it like a goal line. Take their legs out from underneath them.
Funkhauser brings his team up. They will now go with a tight end, both sides of the line for the first time tonight. Power triangle. Funkhauser up over the center, and he's got the first down and a little bit more out to the 40-yard line. And the drive continues with 7:10 to go.
Good for the first down.
You know, they can't waste a whole lot of time. Down 3 touchdowns, 7:10 to go. You know, they've got to try and get a couple scores. They're going to have to try an onside kick. I just don't know if they've got is it Jarvis White, freshman quarterback? No, I'm sorry.
Jarvis White.
Sorry. That was for Cam Bardwell, if he's listening.
Wing T once again. Funkhauser will drop straight back. Has a lot of time. Throws it down the near sideline. He got his man. Incomplete ball tipped away by Corey Minke at the last second. Still, Dimmitt almost caught it on a deflection.
Corey made a good dive at it. I think he got a hand on it just to tip that ball away. Corey broke off of his man. He was a deep safety. He had deep cover. He came back off to help the underneath guy.
That's the play they had here in the first quarter that they dropped, and that time he was open again for a brief second, but Corey closed in a fine fashion. It's 2nd and 10. At the 39, once again for Tecumseh. They spread receivers to the left and right once again. Double slot. Reed and Dimmitt. Randall, the lone setback. Here's the snap. Funkhauser drops back. The lefty throws it here to the near side. Caught by Stevens at the 45. And as he's knocked near the out-of-bounds line here on the near sideline, hit by Kurt Kaczynski and also Heath Siddons.
They're going to give him his the mark out to about the 46.
6, 2nd down, or 3rd down and 4.
3rd and 4.
You know, the Raiders will give up that short, 6-7 yard gain here. They want to make sure they keep him in front of them, make that tackle. The 6:16 mark here, time just running out on the Braves.
Twin receivers to the left, or excuse me, one receiver to the left, a slot to the left as well. Receiver to the right and a slot to the right too. Funkhauser once again retreats back to throw the football. Pumps once, fires for the bomb. He's got a receiver. Dimmitt incomplete. A couple of Raiders right by him. We've got a flag down near the line.
Threw it in the vicinity of a holding. If it was a hold, the Raiders may decline, force them into a 4th down situation.
It was a hold. It was against Tecumseh.
They're going to back them up. Take the yardage.
Be 3rd down once again. 9. Assume once they mark the ball off. And it'll be further than that as they put it down at the 34.
Well, it's from the point of the
infraction,
penalty, so.
yeah. And 3rd and 15 at the 40, or excuse me, at the 34. Braves come up in the line of scrimmage. They'll have a couple of downs to get this yardage. Funkhauser calling a line with a hand signal at the line of scrimmage. He will drop back,
Fumble.
give it up the middle to Brando. Ball loose on the football field. The Raiders might have it.
I think the Raiders do have it. Yes.
They do. Hopenjan's in there on the fumble recovery. Also Harbison in there. We'll see who they give it to later on. But with 5:51, the Raiders have the football at the 23 of Tecumseh. Mark at the 26 of Tecumseh. So Southridge will have another opportunity here. No score here in the second half of this ball game as it's been a stalemate, as we mentioned earlier. Double tight end for the Raiders. Mitch under center. Stetter takes a snap, goes on the ground. Andy Doherty once again goes forward to the 25 before he spilled, gain of a couple.
Ball carried by 45.
Raiders just want to use that clock right now. They're not going to put this ball up in the air. They're going to keep it on the ground. Just take time off. If they don't pick up a 1st down, they're just going to try and just turn it right back over to Tecumseh. Let them try and get. They're not going to get 3 scores.
No. 28-7. Raiders lead. Mitch once again sets his team in the full house backfield. Mitch will option right side. He's hit, and he'll go down as he was hit behind the line of scrimmage by Kyle Pfeiffer.
Probably going to get him down about the, calling back to about the 32-yard line, loss of 7.
That looked like a straight run. He had nobody back there again. 3rd down and 14.
Don't really expect the Raiders to put the ball up in the air at this point. Just take your running play, run it again on 4th down. Take another minute off the clock.
Stetter full house backfield. Double tight. Mitch takes a snap. He will play action. Fires the ball down the far sideline. He's got his man Darren Schilling inside the 10, but there was a flag down on the field that had nothing again to do with the play itself.
Play was already behind. It looked like there was some jostling going on about the middle of the field. It's just a question of who they're going to call it against.
I think it's going to come back.
Yep, Tecumseh players are clapping.
Nice play by
Hold it.
Mitch and Schilling.
And that was down the field. That looked more downfield from where they were. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even see the lineman being down that far.
No.
Unless, you know, they were...
Unless there was a receiver and another receiver was holding, but...
I don't know, but that'll move the Raiders back even further. They bring the football all the way back to the 37-yard line with 4:33 to go. 28-7, Southridge leads in this ball game over to the Tecumseh Braves. Raiders looking to go to 3-5 on the season. 3rd and 21. Kaczynski will split off to the right side. Full house backfield. Tied in here to the near side. Here's a snap by Mitch. He'll drop straight back to throw. Fires it down the far sidelines. Got Kaczynski incomplete. Pass intended for the receiver. Kaczynski on the coverage was Eric Michaels. Raider fans wanting a pass interference or a late hit or
I
whatever.
think they
That
wanted a
was
late hit. They just
football
tackled.
play.
Yeah, they just tackled Kurt late, and of course, the defensive back. He's not sure if he caught the ball.
Right,
or
it was
not.
a football play.
Football play. That's exactly right.
So now it'll be 4th down and 20. Raiders will go for it here. Mitch comes back out.
I don't know. I think I'd almost be tempted just to punt the ball here right now. Just trying to angle it toward the sideline and, try and pin them deep in their own territory versus giving them the ball on the 35-yard line.
Mitch will be under center. Takes a snap. Option right side to Travis Smith. He gets his shoulders parallel line of scrimmage. He turns forward and goes down to the 20, and he almost got the first down. He's about 3 yards short.
He's going to be about 3 yards short. Picked up a gain of about 17. Good run.
Guess that serves the purpose of a punt and brings the Braves back onto the field. So the Braves can put something out of their hat here and try to get on the board.
They've got a chance, Ralph, so just sit tight.
Looks like they'll bring a new quarterback into the game. Jeremy Broshears, a 5'10 sophomore, to run the show. Maybe a little bit better passer or runner, or has his niche why they want to put him in the game right now. In motion goes Dimmitt. They give the ball to Dimmitt, or excuse me, Reed up the middle. My mistake. Reed, the left halfback, on that run and shoot, and he goes to about the 28. Second down and 1 with 4 minutes to go. Raiders up 28-7.
The Raider defense here is probably going to start playing a little bit loose. Just here again, trying to keep everything in front of them, not gambling near as much. So, Tecumseh's going to have a chance to move the ball down the field.
Wing T formation with Broshears at quarterback. Dimmitt will get the ball left side off the counter. He goes forward, and he's got the first down on the second down and short. Josh Dimmitt.
Clock stops on the first down.
Will set the chains.
Yep, still 3:35, excuse me.
Now, Funkhauser will check in, or check. He was in a receiver spot. And now Broshears will still stay at quarterback, so you got to watch here with Funkhauser playing some games here. Here's the snap. Back to throw. Roll out by the quarterback. Broshears gets out of trouble. Throws the football down the field. He's got a man complete at the 45-yard line on the catch. Tim Durham. Good for the first down. Good roll there by Broshears. Shane Ring was coming in on a rush, and he got blocked by a nice job by the Tecumseh pass protector. And at the last second, he was Broshears to get out of it. 2:53. This game is out of the question right now. It's 28-7, but Tecumseh still wants to get on the board again. Here's a snap. Broshears back to pass. Heavy rush. Steps up in the pocket. He's hit by Ring. Finally, Whitney Nycomb brings him down. Ball caught as he fires the ball, and he's got to be in the grasp. As the ball was caught by Dimmitt, flags fly all over the place.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but I never heard a whistle blow when he was in the grass. There's no doubt about it. And he did complete the pass. He can't call grounding. I don't think they do. That's a completed pass.
I would say so. It looked like Funkhauser was going down
talk to the Raiders
2 or 3 times in the portion of that play. Nycomb and Ring with the heavy rush. Clipping. Tecumseh.
So it would have been probably after the pass.
I can see where clipping could come to play on that play. That was a weird play. As Broshears just kept evading tacklers, and finally they had him around the waist, and as he was slung to the ground, he just let the ball go, and Dimmitt made the catch.
Yeah, fine play. I mean, unfortunately, with the clippings, take this thing way back to about the 24-yard line. They had the ball up to about the 44, so they lose 20-some yards on this play.
So it will be a 1st and 25 at the 24. Rozier still at quarterback. In motion goes Dimmitt.
Penalty on the quarterback. I think the quarterback forgot the snap count on that one.
I think so. He went to and kind of set his team, then just came out of the hold of the center or under the center. That time, what you do is you just call a timeout if you move. But he was befuddled. And
well, you talk about, when a running back starts in motion when he's not supposed to, just keep on going.
Or chop the feet or do something, yeah.
Quarterback starts doing that, it's just like, just stand up, call timeout. That or put yourself in motion, then all of a sudden you better be shotgun.
They better snap the ball to somebody, yeah. Raiders going to win this one and go to 3-5 with a game against Gibson Southern next Friday night at Raider Field. We'll be on the air at 6:45 with all that action. Once again, the slot to the left and right, Dimmitt in motion, back to pass to Brashears. He pump fakes, goes up the middle. He's hit from behind and dropped. He'll go down. Whitney Nykum in on the stop. Also in on the stop for the Raiders is Brett Fleck.
Jeremy Brashears. Tackle by Nykum, short gain on the
133, second down, and forever.
30.
Youth football finishes up tomorrow, Kurt. 10:45, the game of the year. The 4-0-1 Packers versus the 4-0-1 49ers.
Uh-oh.
For the championship.
For the championship of the world. And bragging rights throughout the winter. Got a whistle now. Flags are flying again. Could be a delay of game. Was thrown by one of the back judges who might keep a track of that sort of thing. I mean, the game that was going pretty quick for today's standards is slowing down here in a hurry.
We do have Shea Ebelher back there at deep safety.
He is a deep safety.
Deep in the philosophical sense?
He's just back there.
Shea doesn't like it when we talk about him.
He likes it. He just doesn't admit that he likes it. Funkhauser drops back to throw, fires it out in the flat, and he's got a receiver. And that is Funkhauser, the receiver, Brashears threw it to Funkhauser. Two quarterbacks hooking up. Funkhauser gets it about the 29. And we're under a minute to play here. The Raiders bending, and hopefully not the break here defensively in this last couple of seconds here and keeping a good defensive game alive. Third down and about 25 or 30 yards. Brashears under center. Waits for the snap, and it was Canadian Football League, everybody. Everybody was in motion.
Everybody move.
It said two or three guys in motion, a center jump or a guard
Canadian
jump.
Football could have been almost arena football. Everybody moves there. These guys coming forward towards the line of scrimmage, and you got Danny White on the sideline with the Arizona, whatever they are. I've seen a couple of them.
Yeah, that's some amazing football right there. I mean, playing in a gym, guys get rattled up against the boards. They kick the football the length of the field. Here's a snap. Once again, Brashears drives back, nearly slips, steps up in the pocket. He will run for his life, brings it to the near side. He is hit and brought down at the 40, and Dimmitt laid a crunching block on somebody, but it didn't really help the play any. The clock stops with 44 seconds to go. It'll be fourth down, and still
about 15.
15, yeah.
14, so they've got a chance to complete this one. He needs to wing it down there. 44 seconds to go, so.
Fourth down and 14.
Fourth and 14 for the Braves.
Not too sure Shea didn't get credit for that tackle.
Came up to make the bone-crunching hit.
He's a sticker, he just pops people.
Triple receivers to the right side. Here's the play. They're going to run the wide-out screen once again to Dimmitt. He breaks out in the open, gets some running room down to the 48-yard line before he's knocked down with 34 seconds. That's the kind of pass that Nykum busted up for the interception earlier.
Raiders will take over on downs with 33 seconds to go.
So the Raiders can put this one in the books with 33 seconds to play. And they will bring the offensive unit back onto the field. for the closing seconds of this one. (28-7), Southridge will get this win and head off to Raider Field next Friday for a ball game against the Gibson Southern Titans. Here's a snap. They bring it near side to Travis Smith. He breaks a couple of tackles, gets down to the 44-yard line. That could be it. The Raiders will play the winner of Mater Dei Mitchell. The Braves will have Woodin Memorial in their sectional tournament in Class A.
We'll just stay in the huddle here now.
That will be the ball game here at Tecumseh. 28-7, Southridge comes away with the victory here tonight in Linville. We'll take this break, come back to Tecumseh, wrap up tonight's festivities right after this. 28-7 win over the Braves here in Pocket Athletic Conference action. The scoring rundown for you right now. Travis Smith with 7:33 to go in the first quarter. Came in on a 4-yard. Southridge and Gibson Southern on senior night 1997. The Raiders come in at 3-7 on the season, and the Gibson Southern Titans 2-6 under Bill Christensen. The Raiders and Titans in opposite classes this year. They used to be 2A foes. Southridge still in 2A. Gibson Southern has been bumped up to Class 3A. The Raiders come in after a win last Friday night over Tecumseh 28-7 in Joe Mundy. The Raiders got up to a good start and kind of leveled out, but were able to win the ball game.
Well, I think that's a game that the Raiders had to win, Kurt. It was a game that everything went right for them in the first half. It tightened up in the second half, as you said, so we'll see which team shows up tonight.
The Raiders and Gibson Southern Titans after this.
Sir Ford Lincoln Mercury in Jasper has the selection and value you're looking for in a pre-owned vehicle. You can always count on Ruxers for quality pre-owned cars and trucks, including...
Brad Hanner, as we get ready to go tonight, Joe, a little bit of a chill in the air. Both teams out wearing a little bit more gear than they normally do. Gibson Southern will kick things off tonight, and the Raiders trying to get that elusive fourth win in the PAC.
That's the time of year it is, Kurt. You know, this is the time you come out, you buckle it up, you bundle up, you come in as a fan or as a player. You get ready to play according to the elements. So let's see what happens.
Raiders drop Travis Smith, Jeremiah Treadway, and also Kurt Kaczynski back deep. The kick is to the near sideline. Kaczynski will pick it up at the 15, bring it across the 20, cut it back across the middle, and he's driven back to the 15. We've got a late flag on the field as well.
They did a real good job pinning him on the sideline. That ball just died at around the 18-yard line. Didn't skitter out of bounds. He picked it up, started running side to side. We got a face mask against Gibson Southern. It's going to help out the Raiders.
So the Raiders will get a break here. Mitch Stetter will bring his team out. He's been the quarterback all season long, 6'2", 160, and a junior. He had a decent passing game last week, 5 of 7 for 85 yards. Also carried the ball for -20, but a lot of those were on sacks on a couple of plays last week, so you really can't factor that in. The big ground gainer last week, Travis Smith, 16 carries for 106 yards. Doherty had 2 touchdowns. The Raiders have the ball all the way up on the 31-yard line to start things off. Gibson Southern at 2-6 under Bill Christensen come into the game tonight. Raiders start with Kaczynski, Ring, Doherty, and Travis Smith in the backfield. They shift Ring to a slot right side. Double tight end. Here's the play. They give it up the middle to Doherty on first down. He pounds out across the 35-yard line to about the 36. He gets about 5 on the play. It will be second down as Kurt Kaczynski comes into the lineup.
And he did a good job just following his blockers. He followed Travis Smith right in the hole, just kind of pushing him forward. Picked his spot, gain of 5.
The Raiders went over the 2,000-yard mark in rushing with that game last week, and they've spread it around through all the different backs on their squad. As they come up the line for the second down play, Kaczynski in the slot. Now he goes in motion to the right side, which is the far side. Mitch will drop back to throw the football, fire it out, and it's incomplete, intended for Kurt Kaczynski in the right flat.
Pass is a little bit low. They flooded the right zone. They put 2 receivers out. I think Mitch just underthrew it. Really didn't see him under a lot of pressure. Just didn't get the ball out there to him.
And it will now be third down and 6. Raiders took a chance there on second down. Stetter on the season, 39 of 88 for 572 yards. Kaczynski is main receiver with 19 catches. Full house backfield on this third down play. Stetter will option right side, pitch it to Travis Smith. He gets the corner. He's got the first down, yardage all the way out to the 44-yard line.
Mitch did a real good job getting outside that contain, making that pitch to Travis, letting him turn that corner, getting out to call it the 43.
The option has been a main play in the arsenal a lot. You heard Coach Hanner mention that that's something they added, and a lot of the other coaches have noticed that.
Well, Mitch is always a threat just to tuck it up and run it himself. If they go with the pitch man, Mitch is always a danger.
Slot chain ring to the right side. Twin backs behind Stetter. Two tight end alignment. Raiders have the ball 1st and 10. They give it right up the middle to Andy Doherty, and a flag down, I believe.
Thrown in the backfield is probably going to be against the Raiders. It's more likely coming back.
We talked about this last year. It's either a flag down on the play or the Gibson Southern socks. You're not deciding.
Never really quite sure.
Yeah, if you're at the ball game or you watch it later on Monday night, they have the bright yellow socks. Baseball-type socks, and they're just the same color as the flag. And we'll see what the indication is from the official. Motion against the Raiders. So the Raiders will be driven back. First and 15 now for Southridge. Kozinski comes to the slot to the left side. Twin backs. Mitch will drop back to throw the football. He'll roll out left side, whip it into the flat. Incomplete, intended for Travis Smith. Went right through his hands, but to his defense, it was a little bit behind it.
A little bit behind. I'm not too sure Travis probably wasn't looking upfield before he actually caught the ball,
Right.
Tucked it away. So Mitch did pick out the short receiver. The deep receiver was covered. He took the dump-off man. Unfortunately, just couldn't hold on to it.
So that will push a second down at 15. 10:45 to go opening quarter. Raiders' first possession. Last week, they just dominated the time of possession. They dominated the first half, basically, by moving the football. Mitch sets his team double tight. He takes a snap, goes Travis Smith, right tackle. He gets out in the open. He breaks a few tackles, and he pushes all the way down to the 45 of Gibson Southern, so they bring it into Titan territory for the first time tonight.
Travis did a good job. He got outside contained, rambled for about 17 yards. Got him out of a deep hole.
First down, Raiders. And they are pushing the football right at Gibson Southern to start this game. Stetter with the two tight end alignment. Once again, Brad Pun not in the lineup this evening. Now they send Doherty in motion. We've got a whistle, and we could have a delay of game or an offside penalty.
Yeah, line judge threw it. It's going to be an offside against someone, be my guess. Looks like they're pointing against Gibson Southern.
We have seen the defense line up offsides a lot this football season.
Yeah, here again, that's just a mental lapse there. You just got to look down the line of scrimmage, make sure your hand or your head is not over the neutral zone, if you will. And, just improper lineup, just lining up wrong.
1st and 5 now for Southridge. They move the ball up near the 40-yard line of Gibson Southern. Stetter will send Doherty in motion to the near side, which is the left. They will go right tackle to Shane Ring. He goes down to about the 36-yard line for Southridge. Ring, the Raiders' leading ball carrier, with 641 yards and a 7.1 yards per carry average.
Let's put the Raiders in second and short. They may see them try and go long here. They're going with a no huddle, trying to catch Gibson Southern napping a little bit.
Full house backfield for Mitch. Looks over the defense. They come up the line of scrimmage. They pitch it near side to Travis Smith. He'll try to get the corner. He's got a couple of guys to beat, and they make a nice tackle out here on the near side on a short gain. Matt Whiteside gets it on the stop. And Gibson Southern's going with that 8 or 9 guys in a box, and they really want to stop the run.
Well, if you're going to prepare for Southridge, you've got to stop the run. You've got to dare Southridge to pass the ball. Mitch has been effective at times this season throwing the ball, so he can be dangerous. He can make you pay for that strategy. But your first job as a defensive team is to stop the run for the Raiders.
Right. 1st and 10 now for Southridge. Ball inside the 29-yard line. Stetter sets his team, takes a snap. Will give it up or keep the ball right side, and Stetter gets shirt tackled out around the right end on a short gain.
That was really a well-designed play. He faked the dive on the other side. He reverse spun, then came back. Was going to run the option on the right side. The defensive tackle, I believe, got a hand on the guy's jersey and just held on, just drug him down, no gain.
Doherty, as you mentioned, made a nice fake into the line. We thought he had the ball as he sold the fake, and now it's a 2nd down and 9.
I'd say it's probably a wrinkle to give Modern Day something to think about.
Could be. Stetter takes a snap. Last guy through Shane Ring. He'll try the left corner. He gets out in the open down to the 10-yard line, the 5, and he's knocked out of bounds inside the 5 at about the 4-yard line. Shane Ring. And a flag down on the field.
Flag on the play. This may be coming back. Clipping.
Against the Raiders. As one would expect, it nullifies the run by Shane Ring.
I was watching Shane down the sideline. I was not watching back. I'd say Shane was probably well by that. Here again, we talk about it so many times that how many times is that flag thrown and he's already by that play or by that man.
Right. So Stetter will get another play from Brad Henner. Raiders off next week to start the playoffs. They will await the winner of Mater Dei and Mitchell, most likely be the Mater Dei Wildcats. They're having a fine season once again, now back in Class 2A.
No comment.
Usually they have a tough go of it down in Evansville with the 5A teams, but they've come out 5-3 heading into tonight's action against Wrights. Under new coach Mike Gable, took over for Frank Will. Here's the next play. Stetter goes to Travis Smith, right side. He's got running room, turns the corner, squirts forward, and he gets a good gain. Kind of bobbled the ball once he got the handoff from Mitch, but was able to keep a hold of it because nobody was near him.
Yeah, he gets down to about the 26-yard line. He gets most of that yardage back. It's going to be 3rd and about, call it 7.
Raiders on the opening drive of the game for either team, and we're already at the 8:30 mark in the first quarter.
Well, the Raiders have thrown the ball twice. It's a ground ball control, ground game. We've had a couple penalties that have pushed us back a little bit, so we just kind of keep just plugging along.
Full house backfield from the 26. Stetter will go to Shane Ring, left tackle. He goes down near the 20-yard line.
I think he's going to get the first down by about a yard. I think we got down to about the 18.
And Ring gets the ball and put those knees down near the 18, as Joe mentioned. It will be a first down. They will not even bring the chains out.
That's testimony to a good ball club. They get a running play, a 20-some-yard gain by Shane Ring called back. They can still come back and overcome the 10-yard clipping penalty.
First down for Southridge, double tight end. Stetter looks over the defense. Takes a snap, will go up the middle to Andy Doherty. He gets it down near the 10-yard line. Doherty made a lot of quick hitters last week against Tecumseh right up the middle. His touchdown was a 10-yard burst right up the middle.
Get him down to 11, 7-yard gain, no huddle again. But Andy Doherty, everybody keeps looking for Shane Ring and Travis Smith. All of a sudden, Andy just right up the middle, boom, going to get you 5-6 yards.
That's what he did right there. Once again, the Raiders come to the line of scrimmage. Stetter will option left side, pitch it back to Shane Ring. He bulls over a defender, gets down to the 3-yard line.
Shane just flat ran over that guy. Mitch came out with an option this way, pitched it outside to Shane. He gets it down, called the 2-yard line.
7:30 to go, and the Raiders are knocking at the door for an offensive score. And we've got a timeout on the football field. Gibson Southern. We will take one as well. We'll come back to Raider Field with Southridge driving after this first quarter. They've had the ball the whole time.
That's what a ball control offense does. You just take up a lot of time. You're only throwing the ball 2 different times. You're going to take up a lot of time off the clock. You're going to keep your defense rested. You're not going to give the Gibson Southern an opportunity to put any points on the board. The defense will come out here, stuff them, get the ball back, make them go 3 and out. We get the ball back. One more score here before first quarter is over. Excuse me.
That could be a very good possibility there. Raiders and the Tides here on a Friday night, the last regular season game. We've had 9 weeks of football. Raiders 3-5 on the season, looking to push their mark to 4-5 and 4-3 in the conference. As Ring will get ready to kick it off, and we'll see the Gibson Southern offense for the first time this evening. Back deep for the Titans is Jeremy Falls. And also Matt Weissite.
Gibson Southern started coming up expecting an onside kick for some reason.
Jeremy Hurd also back there, one of their tailbacks. Here's the kick. It's a pretty good driver this time by Shane Ring. Caught by Whiteside. He brings it right up the middle. He's running hard. He carries it all the way to the 42-yard line.
Excellent return. They're going to get great field position to start this drive. As you said, Shane hit a good driving kick. He probably took it on about the 12-yard line back there. Brings it all the way out to the 42.
A lot of times, guys will tiptoe trying to return kicks, but the guy that runs as fast as he can is a tough guy to bring down because open field tackling is about the toughest thing to do, especially when you have a full head of steam.
If you can get any kind of a little wedge, you just take it right up the middle, pick your side, right, left, right up the middle, get your wedge. You can bust them.
Cody Maurer is the quarterback for Gibson Southern. They run the wishbone. Mark Yarkey is the fullback. They pitch it to Jeremy Hurt. He tries to go left side. He's got some running room down near the first down chain, and he's got it all the way down to the Raider 39 before he's knocked out of bounds.
He got outside contained. He had two lead blockers. They pitched to the back man. They did just a straight pitch sweep. They got him outside that corner all the way down to the 39.
They have a look like the Heritage Hills wishbone or any other wishbone that you might see. They marked the ball at the 43 or 42. They say got out of bounds there along the far sideline. Bill Christensen now taking over at Gibson Southern in his third year. Tim McIntosh now at South Spencer, coached there before Christensen. Yarkey, Hurt, and Whiteside in the backfield. Double tight end for Cody Maurer. Maurer takes a snap, same play. Hurt left side, jumps over a couple of Raider defenders, gets it inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. Nothing fancy out of Gibson Southern. They rarely throw the ball. They keep it on the ground for the majority of the ball game.
They're just going to come straight at you. What the wishbone does, you're just really never sure who's going to have the ball. So you got to defend all three plus the quarterback.
So the Titans have the ball in Raider territory. Raiders up 6-0. Chris Elpers and Perrin Douglas, the two tight ends for Cody Maurer. They're in tight. Long count by Maurer. Takes a snap. This time it is Whiteside. He'll sweep the right side. He's tripped up on a short gain as Corey Mickey came up to make the stop. Also Andy Doherty and Craig Harbison for Southridge.
Corey does a good job coming up for run support. He's always done a real good job. He takes the running back's legs out from underneath him. It's going to force Gibson Southern into a third and about, call it 4. They've done nothing fancy right now. They're just doing quick, just straight pitches, trying to get to the outside right now.
Third down and 4. Douglas and Elpers, the two tight ends. Maurer with Yarkey as fullback. Comes up the line of scrimmage. Long count, takes a snap, straight isolation play right up the middle to Whiteside. He jumps over again, the Raider defense, and it's going to be close to the first down yardage.
He's probably going to pick up the first down. Chains are going to move. They're down to the 31-yard line. Raiders need to come up with some stops. Whiteside's going out of the game limping right now, Kurt.
So we'll see what they do here on this first down and 10. From the 31. Ben Falls comes into the lineup for Whiteside. Maurer takes a snap. They get a little draw play up the middle to Yarkey. He's got some nice running room inside the 25 to the 24. So Ben Falls taking Whiteside's place in the lineup, and they go right to their fullback, Mark Yarkey. Second down and 2. So Gibson Southern drives the ball into Raider territory, trying to answer the Southridge score. Raiders up 6-0. Gibson Southern taking a long time in the huddle. They trot to the line of scrimmage. Douglas and also Elpers, the two ends, in motion. Falls to the left side. Maurer will play action. Rolls out, flushed up in the pocket, steps up, runs the football right up the middle. Is hit and brought down by Kyle Kaczynski at the 21-yard line. Not much as he saw the crease, but it closed in a hurry.
He dropped back to pass. Looked like he was looking for Falls out there in the left flat. Falls was covered, but Maurer does a good job tucking the ball away, gaining the first down, get it down to about the 18, maybe 17-yard line.
I watched about 3/4 of the game they play with Heritage Hills, and I didn't see a pass in that whole deal. And I'm like, it's very rare that they do go to the air. But you can't really judge any Heritage Hills tape you watch because they had the game well in hand after the first couple of plays.
Heritage Hills has a way of making everybody do things they probably don't want to do.
Exactly. They have the big ball game tonight with Sal Spencer do the Patriots. Gibson Southern has the football. They send Falls in motion left side. They pitch it to Jeremy Hurt. He tries the left side. He goes outside and cuts it back inside the 15-yard line. Defensive end for the Raiders over there, Heath Siddons or Shane Ring, kept the play, contained, and then he made the nice cut back in.
Really wouldn't give him the outside, so he had to turn it back in, gets it down to the 14-yard line.
Gibson Southern, a very serious drive here. 2nd down and 6, they call it. Double tight for Cody Maurer. In motion, Falls left side once again. They will go up the middle. Yarkey, a short gain, 1 yard at the most. And the Raider defense does a nice job there with the stop as...
Raider defense right now, you got about 3rd and 5. Obviously, they're in 4-down territory. I don't know what kind of a field goal kicker they have.
A good one.
A very good one?
He was booming them before, but I don't know what they'll do. They might go for it. Here you got to be wary of the play here on the near side. It's the wide side as the ball's on the far hash with the nice runners that they got. They're taking a long time here on this play. Let's see what they do here on this 3rd down and about 5. Wishbone in motion. Whiteside left side. They will go wide side of the field to Jeremy Hurt. He tries to cut it back up the middle. Now goes left side. He gets strung out, and Kyle Kaczynski runs him down short of the 1st down yardage. Good play by the Raiders.
Probably going to get him for no gain. He runs all the way. He brings it to the right side. Nothing there. Cuts it back to the left side. Call it no gain.
He looked like he gave up on that play kind of early because he was coming to the wide side. You can always make something happen, but he must have saw something in a hurry that made him want to reverse track.
Well, our defensive end on this side, had the outside cut off. He could not get outside. He had to cut it back. I think he just saw the inside linebacker just coming straight at him and then just really went back left.
4th and 4, and they are going for it with the football at about the 14-yard line. Big defensive opportunity for the Raiders here. Cody Maurer under center. Takes a snap, pitch, left side of Jeremy Hurt. He cuts outside, back inside. He's got the 1st down. Down inside the 5. Good run by Hurt, and you heard Coach Hanner talk about him.
He got it down to probably about the 6-yard line. Just straight power pitch. Just got outside, had some lead blockers. Raiders got to come up and take those blockers out. Somebody's got to sacrifice himself, try to take those lead blockers out of the play.
1:46 to go here in the 1st quarter, and each team has had 1 possession. We've about killed the 1st quarter time-wise. 1st and goal, Titans at the 6. Double tight for Maurer. Wishbone attack. They will give it to Yarkey up the middle. He pounds down about where the extra point line is. 2 or 3 yard line before he's upended.
2nd down, let's call it 3. Here the Raiders are going to definitely be in a goal line situation, just trying to take all the linemen's legs out, give the running backs nowhere to run. Everybody's got to maintain their lane assignment. Don't give them any crease to run in, any cutback lanes. You got to watch the outsides as well.
Once again, the ball on the left hash mark. We've got the wide side here near us. Maurer with the wishbone for Gibson Southern. Takes a snap. Whiteside goes forward. He's stopped for no gain. It looked like some movement on the right side of the Gibson Southern line, but no flags.
I think they've lost 1 yard on that play. The defensive line of the Raiders did a real good job submarined in. He had absolutely nowhere to go. It'll be a 3rd and about 4.
3rd and 4. They've got a couple of downs, obviously, to capitalize.
You may see some sort of a fake dive. I'd watch the tight end in this situation.
Douglas and also Wade, the 2 tight end linemen here. Here's the snap. They will go to Hurt, right or left side. He gets driven back once again and stopped for no gain. Once again, Heath Siddons and Kyle Kaczynski come up to make the stop, and that may be the last play of the 1st quarter.
At most, they may have given the yard back that they lost the previous play, but it's going to be 4th and about 3 end of the quarter.
And we will switch ends. The Raiders lead 6-0, but Gibson Southern is driving. We'll take this break and come back with the 2nd quarter after this. Trying to keep Gibson Southern out of the end zone on a 4th and 3 play from the 3 as we start the 2nd quarter. Southridge up 6-zip.
Be anxious to see what Gibson Southern does in this situation. Here they've marched right down the field, haven't put the ball up. He looked like he was going to pass it one time. He tucked it and ran. So, I would expect some sort of a rollout, giving him the option to run or pass here.
Official timeout on the field. They get some things straight, and now we're ready for football. Wishbone formation for Gibson Southern. Maurer down at the 3-yard line. Sends Hurd in motion. We've got a whistle and an offside. See if Gibson Southern drew the Raiders off.
The Raiders are motioning that Gibson Southern left tackle may have jumped. Yes.
And
back him up 5.
You're right there as Stephen Thacker came across the line of scrimmage, and he immediately, once he heard the whistle and flags fly, he pointed to the Gibson Southern player.
See if this changes their play call. They may go pass here 8 yards. This helps the Raiders defense out here a little bit. Takes away maybe the straight handoff.
Right, that was a power play coming there. They were going to run right at him, but here you might have to go with some of that tight end play right there. So it will be 4th down and 8, or 4th down and goal, if you will, from the 8-yard line. Now they send twins off to the right side, Hurt and Whiteside. Yarkey, the lone running back. Maurer takes a snap, will roll out right side, has some time, now he's flushed, and Shane Ring rips him down to the turf, and Travis Smith came in to clean him up, and the Raiders take over on downs.
Probably going to mark him down at about the 21-yard line. There's a case the young man's got to see he's going down. Just wing it, throw it into the end zone, take a chance for a touchdown on a pass, maybe an interference call, get a touchdown. But you take a 12-yard loss on a sack, all of a sudden the Raiders are starting at their own 20 versus their own 8.
Right. Ring beat the guy that was blocking. It looked like Maurer could get a pass off, but Shane fought that off, and what turned into a lot of time really wasn't that much time as he went down with the sack.
Yep.
Now the Raiders come out on offense. Kaczynski, Ring, and Doherty in the backfield. Double tight for Mitch. Mitch will go up the middle of Shane Ring. He's got running room, but then tripped on his own out near the 29-yard line.
Shane just could not keep his feet there. He got through that line of scrimmage initially. They switched him to the fullback slot, switching him and Andy Doherty around a little bit. He rips off 9 quick yards, maybe called 8.
And Scott Salmon did say 8.
He listens.
That's right. He's like at direct contact with us here in the booth.
Everybody's in direct contact.
Yes, 2nd and 2. Could be now we've got some movement on the left side of the Raider line, but nobody was really set or whatever, and the play wasn't even about to start, but it's going to cost the Raiders. I mean, that guy could have got set.
Yeah, he was the offensive end on the left side. He can reset, but it may have been against someone else too.
So a procedure call brings the football back for a 2nd down and 7 now. Raiders lead 6-0 after a strong defensive stand. Gibson Southern was going right at it. Here's the snap. Raiders go right up the middle to Doherty, and he goes forward. Doherty giving him some good power running up the middle.
Gain of 6, going to probably bring us down back to about 3rd and 1. That's the 29-yard line.
So 3rd and 1. Stetter brings his team to the line of scrimmage. Schilling the tight end near side, tight end to the fire as well. Stetter will give it right up the middle to Shane Ring. He went forward, got 1, I believe, if that.
He got across the stripe. He got across the 30 where he had to be, so it's going to be a 1st down Raiders.
He was tripped right up.
It was a reach handoff by Mitch. He really had to get out there. Shane was lined up in the halfback slot. It was just a straight-ahead dive. Mitch had to get out there quick to get him the ball and almost missed the handoff.
1st down and 10 for Southridge at the 31-yard line. Now the official blows the whistle back into play. 10:37 to go in the first half. Mitch comes up the line of scrimmage. Stetter gets the football. Left tackle to Shane Ring. He busts off a couple of tacklers. He's down the far sideline into Gibson Southern territory at about the 47-yard line.
Shane got it outside. He was trying to go to the sideline. The guy had the angle on him. Well, Shane kind of slowed down, tried to give him the old stiff arm. Got himself a couple extra yards, caught the 48-yard line.
Ring running with some power right now, too. First and 10 Raiders. Going with the ball control. Mitch comes up the line of scrimmage. Will go Shane Ring, right tackle. He gets the corner. He goes down to the 35-yard line of Gibson Southern. And the Raider drive continuing on the ground.
Travis Smith there, same play, opposite side. Travis kind of waited for a blocker there. He kind of let that blocker kick him out. He cut it right back inside behind him down to the 35, 13-yard gain.
Raiders a quick huddle, if you will. Come up the line of scrimmage. Once again, double tight, full house backfield. Stetter gets the ball right up the middle to Andy Doherty. They read that play. He got a short gain, if any, 1 or 2 at the most, and it will be second down.
Yeah, nothing there for Andy to work with. Lucky to get a yard out of the play.
Heritage Hills 3-0 over South Spencer early after 1 quarter. Second down for Southridge. Stetter looks down the right side of the line, now the left. Mitch takes the snap. Will give it right side to Travis Smith. He busts out in the open, still on his feet, cuts it back up the middle, down inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line. Good cutting by Travis Smith going in and out.
Travis does a good job following his blockers. He kind of sets up the run. He's just kind of holding his own, letting that blocker kick somebody out, and he cuts right off his heels. Excellent.
Raiders hurry up the line of scrimmage, leading 6-0. Stetter takes a snap, quick pitch left side again. Travis Smith, he cuts it right back up the middle. He's on his feet, puts the ball across the end zone. Did he get in? They're going to say his knees were down at the 1-yard line. He put the ball over like college ball or whatever. And
yeah, he did a good job trying to lunge at the line. They're going to call him down at about the 1-yard line. Then we're going to have a timeout.
See what they do. And the Raiders are once again down at the goal line. And they're trying to punch it in from the 1. Double tight once again, Stetter, the quarterback.
Look for Travis.
Gets the ball. They go up the middle to Shane Ring. He is in for the touchdown. So Shane Ring gets in.
Let me rephrase that. Look for the senior, Shane Ring. Senior night, sorry.
Gets his second 1-yard run of the night for the touchdown with 6:46 to go here in the second. The Raiders, after the good defensive stop, march the ball up the field.
Travis was a workhorse on that drive, did a real good job. Travis's gains, he's had carried the ball 7 times. Gains of 7, 17, 8, 13, 13, 20, 13.
Raiders are going for 2. Stetter will option right side. He will keep it and plunge into the end zone. The Raiders make up for the missed extra point earlier. They get the touchdown. They lead at 14-zip. We're back with more after this. Southridge up 14-0. Shane Ring will kick it off. Here's the kick. This one's a little shorter kick. It will take a hop. Bounce right back to Jeremy Hurd. He brings it up the middle. Gets sandwiched at the 31-yard line. And that's where Gibson Southern will take over. Gibson Southern had some success moving the football in their lone drive back in the first quarter, but they were stopped by the Raiders.
They had a good drive going. They had like a 10-play drive, and then just fizzled out right at the goal line. So they've proven they can move the ball. The Raider defense needs to come up, not let them get those 6, 7, 8-yard pops at a time. They were getting to the outside corners a little bit with their wishbone, with their pitches, and their 2 lead blockers. So Raiders got to change a few things here.
Titans come back out in that wishbone. Yarkey, the lead fullback, in motion. Whiteside back in the game, the left side. They give it left guard to Yarkey. He goes forward for a short gain on the play before he's tripped up by the Raider defense.
Call a gain of 3 out to about the 34. You know, 6:16 or 6:15 to go here before the half. Raiders up 14-0. You may look for Gibson Southern to think about putting the ball up in the air.
2nd down and 8. Maurer, since hurt in motion, they will option right side, and Maurer gets killed by 8 Raiders. Nykum, Siddons, Hewitt, Harbison.
The defense.
Yes. He kept the ball in the option, didn't make a very good decision.
Well, they sent Whiteside out in motion. They got a Raider down, I believe. And the Raiders did a real good job reading the option, just wouldn't let the quarterback make that pitch.
Once again, it's Kurt Kaczynski getting up rather slowly. He's shaking his right arm or hand. Might have fell on it wrong. Mitch Stetter will come into the lineup now on defense. 3rd down and 8. The passing attempt here could be a very distinct possibility here. Double tight end with Elpers and Douglas to the left and right in those tight end spots. In motion goes Hurt. Maurer will option right side to Whiteside. He tries to get the corner. He's hit and brought down along the far sideline after a very short gain. Kyle Kaczynski, Whitney Nykum over there to provide the defense for Southridge.
Mitch Stetter, he tried coming in there. He flew in there, tried to take his legs out, just missed him. Coach Hanna's talking to him on the sideline right now. It's going to be 4th and call it 4. Gibson Southern will punt.
Travis Smith will drop back at about his 35-yard line. Chris Wade will do the punting. He goes back to his 25. Here's a snap. He sidewinds it, puts it up in the air pretty high. Travis Smith will try to catch it, fumble it. It's loose on the far sideline. Who's got it?
Gibson Southern signaling they have the ball. Haven't seen a signal from the official yet.
They're trying to unpile over there. And they've yet to make a decision, I don't think.
I think it's going to go to the Raiders.
Raiders will luckily keep the football. Ball hung up there very nicely for Wade, and then their defense got down, and Smith bobbled it, and it was loose on the far sideline.
We'll start on our own 30.
14-0, Raiders on top here in the 2nd quarter. Raiders set up 1st and 10. Ring, Doherty, and Travis Smith behind Mitch Stetter. Stetter gets the ball, will fake a play up the middle and throw it across the middle
catch
to Darren Schilling, who made a diving catch at the 42-yard line off play action from Stetter.
Darren that ball was in the air before Darren made his cut. He turns around, the ball's right there. He made a good dive, good lunge at the ball for the catch. 13-yard gain.
Good reaction by Schilling, the tight end.
That was Mitch's first completion.
Schilling's 10th catch of the year. 1st and 10 Raiders. Here's a snap. Stetter will give it up the middle to Andy Doherty on an option look. He gets the ball to the 49. Clock ticking down here in the first half. 2nd down and 3 for the Raiders near the midfield stripe. Double tight end. Stetter looks over the defense. They have 4 linebackers up near the line of scrimmage. Mitch takes a snap. Will go Doherty right up the middle. He pounds down, still on his feet to the 31-yard line. Once you break through that initial surge where you break through 8 guys, there's only 4 back there, and Doherty took full advantage.
Gibson Southern basically was in a goal line situation. They had 2 safeties back deep, but they had, like I said, 9 guys in the box. Once you get through those guys, and Andy was rambling, 20-yard gain.
1st down and 10. Raiders at the 31. Full house backfield for Stetter. Takes a snap, will pitch it near side to Shane Ring. He goes outside. He goes down to the 25-yard line on the pitch.
Raiders are doing a good job. The ground game's really clicking along. Mitch is calling them up to the line of scrimmage. They're going no huddle here at 5:33 and a half, up 14-0 the Raiders.
brings his team to the line of scrimmage. They'll pitch left side to Travis Smith. He gets the corner and goes down to the 15-yard line. Smith got a nice block from Lyle McCollum, who turned his defensive guy out, and he was able to cut off his backside and turn into some good yardage.
Raiders are doing a real good job moving down the field. They've gone back to the huddle here, probably doing a little time management here, trying to work more clock here before the half.
First and 10 for the Raiders. Stetter, handoff, ball
Fumble.
loose in the football field. Travis Smith picked it right back up, leapt over a Gibson Center defender, and took it all the way to the 3-yard line. Wow, the ball bounced right back up to him in the same motion, jumped over a defender.
Did it hit the back of his running back? I don't see if it hit just bounced that far back up to him, but 12-yard gain for Travis.
That's amazing. First and goal at the 2.
It's one of those fumbles that finally went our way.
Yeah, it was trouble. He just bobbled it and picked it right back up. Full house backfield. Double tight for Mitch. Gets the ball. Shane Ring, right side. He dances into the end zone once again, and Ring has picked up the hat trick here in the first half.
Definitely giving it to the seniors on senior night here. Shane's been the workhorse for the Raiders for the past 3 years. He's going to be a 4-year letterman for the Raiders. So Coach Hanner showing his appreciation thus far in the first half. Once they get it down to the goal line, he's saying, we're giving it to the senior. Travis, thanks for getting us there, but, your time will come.
Yes. Let's see what the Raiders do here. Up 20-zip with 4:40 to go. They will kick the extra point. Looks like Kyle Kaczynski on. Out of the hold of Mitch Stetter. Here's a snap. It's high. Mitch gets it down. The kick is into the air, and it's blocked. Raiders lead 20-0. We'll take this break, come back to Raider Field after this. Ridge leads 20-0 on the Shane Ring 3-yard run. He's picked up 3 first-half touchdowns. Coming up at halftime, we'll run down some of the sectional pairings for next week. Have gotten countless calls since the draw came out. People forget who everybody's playing or whatnot, and trying to get that all figured out. And then you throw in the buys and say some teams have the week off, and not everybody believes you. But we'll get the week off next week.
What are we going to do next
Coach Hanner may not like it, but I think after 9 weeks, we like the vacation. Shane Ring kicks off. This is a line drive kick. Once again, takes a hop, and Hurd will bring it up the football field, right up the middle to the 30, out to the 36-yard line before he stopped.
Well, Gibson Southern right now, they need to go right back to the ground game that got them going in that first drive in the first quarter. 4:32 to go here in the half, down 20 points. They need to just try and get something on the board right now.
First and 10 with 4:32 to go. They like the Raiders. It doesn't look like they're a team that can come from behind very well when you rely on that running game.
That's exactly right. You go to the wishbone, or we're in the straight T, power T. You've got to be able to put some points on the board, or you're going to be in trouble.
Maurer under center, takes snap option near side to Hurt. Hurt gets some running room all the way up the middle, still on his feet, brought down at the 49-yard line. And I think he brought Brett Satkamp down instead of the other way around. But a good play by Brett, come up there to make some contact. Hurd went untouched in that initial part of the play. First and 10. Gibson Southern. Double tight end alignment. Once again, the wishbone. Maurer long look. He'll option right side. Goes out the right side on the pitch. He gets the line of scrimmage and then some down the far sideline, still on his feet. We'll have to see where he went out of bounds across the far sideline.
Looks like they're calling him out of bounds at about the 40, so we'll call it a gain of 9. Looked like there we had 2 guys go with the quarterback on the pitch man. You got to know your responsibilities. In a wishbone, it's a fundamental defense. I mean, defensively, you've got to maintain your responsibilities. Who's got the quarterback, who's got the pitch man. We had 2 guys on the quarterback that time. And
they're doing a nice job running this option. They've breathed some life into their offense. They have the ball at the 40-yard line.
Official signaling to stop the clock.
With 3:30 to go here in the first half.
We'll come over, talk to the coaches. Who knows? Maybe ordering a pizza? Oh.
Now they're trying to put some more time on the clock, I guess. I think Coach Hanner wants us to come down and call plays. They're kind of motioning up here.
We can do that, Coach.
Yeah, they're trying to get some more time put on the clock.
I'll hold it for 5. I can't flip it.
So with 3:30 to go, it looks like we're getting ready for more action.
I think the referees are wanting them to hold the clock for 5 seconds. I think they're wanting. We can't click 5 seconds back onto the clock, so the play will run. They'll hold it for 5, and we'll go.
Joe, I think they used that board when you played.
Surely not. It can't be that old. Everybody keeps telling me how old I am anymore, so it's a long time ago, Kurt. You hit a milestone this year, too, so
yeah,
I don't want to hear about it.
Yes.
We both did. Yes, we did, folks.
Wishbone formation for the Titans. Second down. Now in motion goes Yarkey. They pitch it far side to Whiteside. Back in. He slipped down, but he was helped down by Kyle Kaczynski.
Trying to make the turn. His feet kind of went out from underneath him. Going to lose 2 to 3.
So the Raiders could come up big here and get a stop to close the half. Leading 20-0 after Gibson Southern marched the ball down the field a little bit.
It's going to be 3rd and 4. If they can get a stop here, maybe use a timeout, get the ball back with about 2 minutes, you may see the Raiders go up top.
Titans, 3rd and 4. They've been primarily a ground team so far tonight. Maurer takes the snap, will option near side to Hurt. He pulls the ball down, gets across the 40-yard line to the 39, wrestled down by Heath Siddons.
That's going to be very, very close. I think they're going to be a little short of the first down.
Ball is marked on the line, the nose of the football on the 40. It will obviously draw a measurement, I would presume, and that's exactly what will happen. And they'll bring the chains across the football field from the far sideline.
I like the way that the first half is really moving along. It really helps me out. Got to get up. I want to say bright and early, but it's not going to be bright when we leave. So,
going to the Irish game tomorrow against USC. What a classic rivalry that is.
That's the game on Notre Dame's schedule every year. Notre Dame is always the big game on everybody else's schedule. This is the big one on Notre Dame's schedule. So, both teams are struggling a little bit. Really expect a good game, taking Charles and Ross Foose. Ross informed me as I walked into the game tonight that he had the first shift driving, so I told him to go home and sleep.
He'll have the first trip sleep. He'll sleep until you get to breakfast. He'll eat, and then he'll sleep until you get into 31 all the way into South Bend.
I can't believe you would even suggest such a thing, but you're probably right.
I think we talked about it earlier, and I don't think I was the one that suggested
Oh, I think I was, wasn't I? Yes.
4th down and 1. They're a tad short, and they're going for it. And now they option, ball picked up by Hurd, and I think he's going to have the first down. And that play did not look very pretty, as it looked like one of the Raiders' option plays as the ball was pitched high. Hurd got out of trouble.
I thought the defense made a real good push, and all of a sudden somebody was right on the quarterback, and he pitched it back, and Hurt just kind of stopped, let the play open up in front of him, and dove forward, got a 5-yard gain, first down.
Timeout on the field. It looks like the officials will see what they want to do now. They'll play the ball back into play. Raiders shuffling guys in and out on defense.
Jeremiah Treadway comes in, played a little defense here.
First and 10 for the Titans. In motion, Hurt. They pitch it right side. Whiteside tries to read his block, and he's knocked down by Kyle Kaczynski. Again, they're putting that guy in motion to try to block one of those outside linebackers or ends, and the Raiders are getting the best of that matchup because their blocker cannot handle Kaczynski out there.
Yeah, Kyle did a real good job, held his ground, wouldn't give up, and wouldn't give up his spot. Drops him for a 1-2-yard loss.
Irish got a little score to settle with USC after like 13 years. I think it was USC got that game in overtime last year and really dashed the season for Notre Dame there.
Right. It should be a good one. I'm looking forward to a good contest tomorrow. That's got to be a jump, I would hope.
Some movement on the snap. Their whole right side of their line jumped for some procedure.
Yeah, well, John Robinson's not well liked in South Bend anyway. You know, he's
Yeah, he's
win one for the fat man has been the crying, you know, his crying towel for a long time. So hopefully we can get a payback for him tomorrow.
They are very un-Southern Cal-like this year. They're like last out of 108 teams or whatever to play Division 1A in rushing. And when is the last time that has happened? They just cannot move the ball on the ground.
Yeah, well, early this season, I think it was first game of the season, they played Florida State 14-7 and lost. And I thought, well, you know, Southern Cal's going to have a good squad. And they've kind of gone, you know, here and there. And last week, Arizona State, I think, whacked them pretty good 35-7. So which team's going to show up?
Second down at 16. In motion goes Whiteside. They pitch it near side. They're going to run a reverse Whiteside. Now he's going to pass off of it. He pumps it. Now will put it under his arm. Takes it down the far sideline. Gets somersaulted at the 35. For all that action, not much happened as far as moving the ball up the field.
Get him down to about, called the 34. Going to give him a gain of about 8.
He saw no one open, so he elected to pump and run after the pass broke down.
Yeah, he was just trying to maybe get a defensive back or the end coming up to make the tackle to bite on the pass fake and jump where he gets a chance to get around. So it's going to be third and a long 9.
Trojans, speaking of USC, lost to UNLV earlier in the season at the Coliseum, and that shouldn't happen.
No, that's, well, I think, you know, here again, you know, your program's going to have down cycles. I think both Notre Dame and Southern Cal are in them right now, so hopefully they just won't last too long.
3rd and 9 for Gibson Southern. They will go to Falls now in the backfield. He tries to go right side off the pitch, and he gets nothing on the far side. Bring up a 4th down with 39 seconds to go in the half.
You know, 32 seconds to go. Raiders just going to let the clock run out here if they will. So, Gibson will probably get at least, they'll get one more play off here.
4th and 5. Twins now to the near side. The first time they've done that here in the ball game, or the quarter. Back to passes Maurer. He will step up in the pocket, and he gets drilled and sacked for a loss by Craig Harbison, who just came at the end of that play right up the middle, kind of a delayed blitz, if you will, and just pounded him into the grass, and the Raiders take back over.
Craig's done a good job against Wood Memorial here a couple weeks ago. He was our Wendy's player of the game. He's been doing a good job on some delayed blitzes, as you said, getting to the quarterback. Raiders have taken, Gibson Southern's taking a timeout here with 5 seconds. The clock would stop on a change of possession anyway, so the Raiders are going to get one play here. So you may see the Raiders go up top here, look for Kurt Kaczynski possibly on the fade route.
Maurer looked like, again, he was going to have time. Whether he was going to pick out a receiver or not remained to be seen, but he was going to have some time to throw. And then Harbison just came right up the middle and knocked him to the ground. So with 5 seconds to go, the Raiders up 20-0, have the football at the 39-yard line. One play here to get on the board again.
Yeah, I would think that Gibson Southern would be going into a deep prevent, anticipating a pass. So you may see Southridge just go with their belly slant, give it to the second guy. Travis has been ripping off some good runs. You know, he could always has that threat to bust it. Yeah, they're going to a 3 deep.
2 tight ends for the Raiders. Stetter will fake it up the middle and keep the ball up the middle, and Mitch gets driven backwards. So that won't help his rushing total, but that will end the first half. Raiders put 20 points on the board. Defense shuts out the Titans here in the first half of action as the 2 teams retreat to the locker room here on senior night. And we will take this break, come back to Raider Field right after this. Some Southern drops back deep, and we're finally ready for football.
Long halftime.
Oh, my goodness.
Should have marked it on the clock to see what we've had, but it's definitely been at least
28 minutes.
28 minutes and 35 seconds.
Got the clock right here.
You're a good man.
I'm a time freak. I time everything. Ring will kick it off. He's got 3 touchdowns tonight.
How long does it take you to get from home to work? Oh, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Some of the fans went home to enjoy some concessions here at halftime. Ring will kick it off. It's another short kick. It will take a hop and take a Gibson Southern bounce, and they'll cover it up right away as Whiteside covered it at about the 29-yard line.
probably did the right thing by going that route because the ball kind of took a hop back towards the Raiders, and he just dove on it, and the Raiders were quickly approaching. So Gibson Southern will start on their own 26-yard line.
Checked up. Cordy Maurer will come out on the field.
Must be one of those balata footballs that just bit. Back it up.
Yeah.
Probably a sandwich. Something.
Yeah, Ring just knifed it in there. Full house backfield. For Maurer. Takes a snap, pitches short side of the field. The White side, he gets nothing as he goes down on the far hash mark for a gain of 1 or 2 at the most. Second down for Gibson Southern. Southridge leads 20-0 as we start here in half number 2.
Came back with a just quick pitch to the trail back with the 2 lead blockers. Raiders did a good job knifing in there, making the tackle.
Memorials at Castle tonight. Mater Dei at Wrights. Central at North this evening. Harrison and Bossy hooking up in other games around the area. Maurer sends Hurt in motion right side. A whistle and a flag before the play can even get started.
There'll be a procedure penalty against Gibson Southern.
And it is against the Titans, and it will mark the football back further. And it will be marked at the 21-yard line now. Now the whistle blows, and we're ready for more action. Full house backfield with a wishbone look now in motion. Goes Hurt now.
I think Travis may have jumped off sides there on that one. That's going to just give them their 5 yards back, I believe.
Right, Travis Smith, that left defensive end spot, just
probably
flying across the football field.
Quarterback may have gone on a hard count and just drew him offside, so it's going to go right back to the 27.
And it'll be 2nd and 9 again.
2nd and 9 now for the Titans. So a couple of meaningless plays that were penalty ridden, and now Gibson Southern comes to the line of scrimmage. In motion, Hurt right side out of the backfield. They pitch it to Whiteside. He tries to turn the corner. He gets it out to the 30-yard line and did a pretty nice job running to the short side of the field. A lot of congestion over there, and he made a nice run.
Going to get him for about a 6-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and about 3. The Raider defense can get a stop here. They're going to get the ball back in excellent field position.
Raiders on top, 20-zip.
I would not expect Gibson Southern to go for it on 4th down if they do not pick it up here on their own 33-yard line.
Had a pretty decent punt back in the first half. In motion, Whiteside now to the near side. They pitch it opposite side. Hurt is dropped in the backfield by Kyle Kaczynski again.
Kyle did a great job getting through there. He had nowhere to go. The Raider defense holds, Gibson Southern punting the ball.
Chris Wade will come back onto the football field to kick it away. Kurt Kaczynski will drop back deep at the 45-yard line.
He just set up a return here.
Wade will punt the ball.
There you go.
And it's a high spiraling kick on the far sideline. Takes a Gibson Southern bounce and will go out of bounds at about the 37-yard line, depending on where they mark it. And the Raiders will once again go back on offense.
Travis did the right thing. If you don't think you're going to get a good jump on the ball, you can't get underneath it, just let it bounce. Start 37. Still good field position.
1st and 10 Raiders. Stetter brings his team out of the huddle once again. 2 tight end alignment, full house backfield. Stetter will keep it on option look right side, goes forward after the fake to Doherty. Gets it across the 40 to about the 41.
Kind of a slow developing play there. He rode the fullback, kept it, looked like he was going to come out with an option right, and they're really, I think a Gibson Southern defender went with a pitch man, so Mitch was forced to kind of tuck it up and go.
2nd down and 7. Travis Smith, slot left side. 2 backs behind Mitch. Mitch will play action, step up in the pocket. He's flushed. He's got running room. He's got a lot of room. Brings it down the near sideline. Ball loose in the field. And a mad scramble forward. I think Darren Schilling down blocking will come up with the football. Let's see who's got it. They give it to Gibson Southern. Schilling and the Titan went after it. Looked like Darren covered it up, but it'll go back to Gibson Southern. So Setter, after the long run, had the ball punched away as he struggled for more yardage.
Gained about 25 yards on the play, and like I said, they did punch it away from him late. And there were 2 men down there, Schilling and a Gibson Southern player. The Gibson Southern man came up with the ball.
1st and 10, Titans now at the 30-yard line. Here's the snap. They give it up the middle to Jeremy Hurd, a little left side, and he goes for 2 or 3. Second down now. Titans with their second offensive possession of the night here in the second half. They go back to the wishbone formation, double tight end, Douglas and Elpers. Pitch right side to Whiteside, tries to pick his hole, now goes over the right tackle, and he goes down at the 37-yard line. Kurt Kaczynski and Corey Minke up for the Raiders.
Force them in about 3rd and 4 here. Once again, Raider defense, if you can hold up right now, you're going to get the ball back. Doing a good job really containing Gibson Southern, not giving up the big play.
Full house, backfield, Gibson Southern with the football. Cody Maurer, and we've got a flag thrown by the line judge across the way.
Couldn't really see if anybody was lined up in the neutral zone. I don't think it's going to be a delay of game. Offside Southridge.
That's what it was. Somebody lined up wrong. Ball now marked up to the 44-yard line, and we talked about that happening a lot this year, and the Gibson Southern broadcaster said they've seen it a lot too.
Well, you know, I don't know if it's a point of emphasis
Maybe
with the
so.
officials. You know, they may really be looking for that. You know, if you're close to that neutral zone, they're going to call it. So,
and it may be hard to get the kids to realize maybe it's not just their hand that they need to be worried about; it's their helmet or gear or anything else. They throw it to Hurd on a quick pitch, and he gets a couple of yards out to the 48-yard line before he's wrestled down by Whitney Nykamp.
Gain of about
Also
5.
Adam Tinbarge.
But here again, at this pace, you know, Gibson Southern, we're down to the 6:58 mark here in the 3rd quarter, still down 20-0. You know, they need some quick scores here.
Raiders will make them grind it out. Titans come to the line of scrimmage on a 2nd down and 5. Full house backfield with the wishbone look. And we've got
It's got to be a penalty.
motion. Hurd gets the pitch, and again, we had that Canadian football type motion.
Well,
where
the quarterback flinched. I think the quarterback forgot the snap count. The one running back came forward, and the quarterback just kind of froze, and that's got to be a procedure against Gibson Southern.
Boy, this second half has started off very penalty marred here.
We knew it was moving along too quickly in the first half. We knew it was going to slow down.
After the officials got the good hour nap at the halftime break, they came out a little sluggish, and they're really getting their exercise back throwing these flags here in the second half.
Declined.
3rd and 5.
But did they run the play?
No.
I mean, is that not a dead ball?
I would assume so, but nevertheless, 3rd and 5. Now in motion, Whiteside to the near side. Here's the pitch to Hurd near side. He gets dropped near the line of scrimmage. No gain.
I think Gibson Southern will go for it here on 4th down. 6:15 here to go in the 3rd quarter. I wouldn't bite on it right now. Play straight defense, let them punt the ball. I'd be expecting a fake. Who's going back deep? Is that Kurt?
Yep.
Let Kurt go back deep. Everybody else play straight defense. Watch him coming out of the backfield. Watch a trick play here.
Wade is the punter, back at his 35-yard line. Here's a snap. It's a good one. Wade steps into the punt and just drills it. Kurt Kaczynski calls for a fair catch and just lets it bounce. Once again, it checks back up the Raiders' way, and before being killed dead at the 29. So the Raiders once again have an offensive possession here with 5:41 to go in the 3rd.
Yeah, they'll start on their own 20-yard line, I believe.
Right, 20-yard line.
Here again at the 5:41 mark of the 3rd quarter, if the Raiders can get another good, long sustained drive going here, they'll pretty well eat up the rest of this quarter.
1st and 10, Raiders. As Joe mentioned at the 20-yard line, Smith, Doherty, and Ring in the backfield. Mitch takes a snap. Left tackle Shane Ring breaks a tackle, squirts forward to about the 25-yard line before he's upended. Good gain by Shane Ring. They gave him 6, so it's 2nd down and 4 with the Raiders up 20-zip. Raiders trying to go to a 4-5 mark here on the regular season. Stetter comes up the line of scrimmage. Quick pitch left side to Travis. Goes inside, now juts it back outside. Not much of a gain and a flag down as well.
Thrown in the backfield is probably going to be a hold or a clip. Holding against the Raiders. That's coming back.
So a clip on the play will bring the ball back. Jeremiah Treadway comes into the Raider lineup. He may get some action here at running back right now. Jasper 21, Mount Vernon nothing at the halftime break at Alumni. As the Wildcats will have the bye next week as well or play the winner of Boonville and Northview. So they mark the ball back on the penalty.
Down to around the 13-yard line, it looks. 2nd and about 17.
Stetter will bring his team to the line of scrimmage. Has not had to go to the air very much. Smith in the slot to the near side. Mitch, play action, drops back, throws it here to the near side for Travis Smith, and he got his man at the 39-yard line on a nice catch by Travis Smith. Ball hung up, and he made the catch, but couldn't go anywhere after the catch. But it's a pass play, good for a 1st down and then some.
That's normally the fade route you see Kaczynski run. They got Travis out there, complete out to call it the 39-yard line.
Get out of that shadow of your own end zone there and give the offense some breathing room.
26-yard completion.
1st and 10 Raiders now. Treadway in the backfield along with Doherty and Travis Smith. Double tight end. They go pitch this side to Treadway, and he's stopped for a short gain, if any.
Probably going to get him for a loss of 1, maybe 2 yards.
Loss of a couple on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
2nd down. And 12 for the Raiders. 4 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Southridge up 20-0. Full house backfield. Treadway, Doherty, Travis Smith, and we've got another whistle and a flag before the play can even think about
The
starting.
line judge is going to be an offside. I think it's going against Gibson Southern this time. Offside against Gibson Southern this time.
The thing about that, a lot of times, if you come to the line of scrimmage, you can peek down and ask the official, am I all right, or whatever.
Yeah.
They do that a lot on offense with the receivers, and they will tell you. I mean, but if you don't ask or whatever. So the penalty moves the football up 5 more yards. 2nd down and 7. Full house tee. They look up and down the line of scrimmage. Stetter, a long count. Gets underneath the center. Meyer snaps in the ball, and Travis Smith goes left side over the left tackle to about the 49-yard line before he's upended. Close to the first down chain.
Yeah, just a straight dive here, just trying to get him through that line of scrimmage, get him into the linebackers, past the linebackers. Once you get there, you got 3 guys to beat.
Tom Haley on the tackle.
First and 10 Raiders. They give him the first down, and once again, full house backfield. Mitch to Treadway in the backfield, and he goes down behind the line of scrimmage. Ball loose in the field, but I think Treadway covered it up. He did. And it will now be a second down and some.
Second and 13, guy for a loss of 3 there. They're initiating the young freshman out here. 2 carries, loss of 5.
Shane Ring comes back into the ball game. He's not had the best of holes to run through.
No.
There.
He's going to be a good running back, though.
Kaczynski, the receiver right side. Mitch will drop straight back. Now flared out here to the near side to Ring. He evades a tackler, takes it right up the football field to the 49-yard line of Gibson Southern. Good move by Shane, getting away from that one guy on the little flat pass.
Mitch took the dump, checked off to the safety valve, if you will. Gained him about, 5 yards.
Third down and 9 for the Raiders. Ball at the 49-yard line of Gibson Southern. Southridge up 20-0 with 2:26 to go in the third quarter. Kaczynski, the tight end left side. Here's a snap. Mitch will go off play action. Step up in the pocket, fired across the football field to Kaczynski. He's got the football down the far sideline, inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line, and a perfect pass from Stetter to Kaczynski off a play action fake.
32-yard gain, gets it down to about the 17-yard line. Here again, Mitch just faked that dive, rolled back, let Kurt just run out there into the, into the deep flat. Just flipped it out there. I think the receiver or the defender may have fallen or slipped.
Kaczynski was in that tight end spot left side and just went out, made a nice catch. First and 10 Raiders at the 17. Mitch once again takes the ball, gives it to Travis Smith. Will try the right side. Gets tripped up in the backfield by Jeremy Hurt. And he gets dropped for the loss.
Yeah, they got him going sideways there instead of north-south and then dropped him for about a 2-yard loss.
Second down and 12. Ball marked at the 19-yard line.
I think when the Raiders look at film here on Monday, they're going to see a Raider just standing there not blocking anyone when Travis was trying to find a crease.
Mitch comes up the line of scrimmage. Once again, play action. The lefty fires the ball. Left flat to Whitney Nykum. He caught the ball and was hit right away. He had it to the 12-yard line. Mitch once again stepped up in the pocket and just made a nice throw, set his feet, and drilled it to Whitney.
They took the short receiver. We had another receiver deeper. The deep man was covered. Took the safety valve. It's going to be third and about, called it long 6.
The key to these pass plays, as we talked about earlier in the season, now Mitch has a choice. If, he's got 2 or 3 guys out
Correct.
there where he doesn't have to unload the ball to a guy that's not open. And he's not forcing or throwing it away. Third down and 6. Let's see if they go to the air here. Double tight end, Shillingham, Whitney Nykum. Here's a snap. Mitch will give it to Andy Doherty. He will not get anything. He's stopped for no gain. 4 down territory for the Raiders, so they'll go for it here on 4th down at about 6 or 7.
You may see the Raiders come back with a option with Mitch out here to the wide side, the near side of the field here. So
20-0, 18 seconds ago here in the third quarter. Ball at the 14-yard line. Mitch will option near side to Travis Smith. He'll try to get the corner. He's got the corner turned. He has one guy to beat. He gets in the end zone. Touchdown. Travis Smith on the option.
came back. That was the newer play we were talking about at halftime. They came out that first half, They faked the dive on the left side. Mitch spun back, came this way, made a quick pitch to Travis. Travis got a good lead block out there, couldn't catch the number who it was. Got to the outside, just outran him to the corner.
Travis Smith with 2 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Puts Travis 132 yards on 12 carries.
Once again, Kyle Kaczynski will come on to kick the extra point. Good snap. Mitch puts it down. Horrible kick right into the offensive line. Kick is break and come back after this.
Since 1907.
Southridge will kick things off. Whiteside will catch the football for Gibson Southern, brings it right back up the middle. He's got good running room, but then slips down at the 44-yard line, and they will take the ball 10 yards the other way now, and we'll have a fourth quarter forthcoming. The Raiders up 26-0. They put together a pretty decent drive right there. They were tested a fourth down play, and they came through on the option play and were able to get into the end zone.
Raiders did a fine job. Like I said, just moved it down the field, take a lot of time off the clock here. We're going into the fourth quarter. Gibson Southern down 26-0 now. They definitely need to score quick. They can't afford to take any time off the clock. You may see them go to a no huddle if they've worked on it at all. They're definitely going to have to try and speed things up in the huddle and not take the full time on the play clock. They've got to get to the line of scrimmage quick.
See what they do here. As we mentioned earlier, a rushing type offense, and it's tough to catch up when you keep the ball on the ground primarily throughout the whole game and then try to have to do something in a late game situation.
Yeah, Cody Maurer tried to pass the ball. One time in the first half, I believe he dropped back to pass and ended up running it. And then, he's been sacked a couple times here in the third quarter. So, single back.
Here's a snap. Maurer will drop back to throw. Heavy rush. He's hit, and he'll go down as Kaczynski, Kyle, drilled him to the turf.
Call an 8-yard loss.
Nobody touched Kaczynski there. And
here again, the Raider defense now, if they're going to go just to strictly pass, they're coming. They're going to be coming with a full-out blitz. They're going to be sending the defensive ends on a hard rush and just get to the quarterback.
And it puts Maurer in a horrible situation.
Now they're going back to the wishbone.
That's what's coming. Wishbone formation for Gibson Southern. In motion, goes Falls.
Reverse.
They try to reverse. Falls coming back the other way. He was the motion man. Has some running room this side. He's hit and brought down by Harbison after a short gain. Harbison and Minky also came up to make the stop.
Yeah, he was the motion man. He went out. He came right back on the reverse. They tried to throw a halfback. They probably could throw a halfback pass off that. They may be trying to set that up.
Ball at the 39-yard line of Gibson Southern. 3rd and 14, just underway, fourth quarter. Southridge up 26-0. Maurer under center, has receivers to the left side, twins. One back, Cody Maurer back to pass. He sets up in the pocket, fires it down the far sidelines, got his man. That's Jeremy Hurd, short of the first down marker at about the 49. So a gain of about 10 on the play.
Jeremy Hurt on the catch.
So Maurer stepped up and threw a pretty nice ball right there. And it will be 4th down and 3 and decision time for Coach Christensen, but in this situation, they're going to line up and go for it. 4th and 3, Maurer under center, long cat, takes a snap, pitches it back to Hurd, left side. He gets bumped in the backfield, then goes forward for first down yardage.
He's going to pick up the yardage. Well, it depends on if he stepped out of bounds somewhere over there. Looks like he's got the necessary yardage down to about the 46-yard line.
Raider defense made a nice push there and got in the backfield, but Hurd got away from that and was able to get the first down, it looks like.
Raiders are saying they did not get it.
They did not get the first down. I saw the chain gang guy drop the chain, which you're supposed to do when the play's coming at you, so he was really short of the first down marker.
He must have stepped out. He may have stepped out of bounds along that sideline. The referees never hesitated. They marked it and signaled first down Raiders.
So that's good. Southridge gets the ball again, leading 26-0 with 9:44 to play here in the contest. Stetter comes back onto the field. Raider defense holds again. Here's a snap. They will give it to Shane Ring. Right side, he goes for a couple. That's about it. Be second down and long. Raiders with a comfortable lead here, 26-0 in the fourth quarter. Looking for their fourth win of the season. Mitch takes the snap. Will go to the left side of Shane Ring. He breaks a tackle in the backfield, gets the line of scrimmage before a slew of Gibson Southern Titans knock him to the Raider field turf.
I was going to say, Shane did a good job just getting back to the line of scrimmage there. They got him moving east-west there and couldn't get his shoulder square and just drive straight forward and never could just shake loose. Looks like we got a few new fresh faces in the backfield. Shane's come out of the game. Travis is still back in the backfield. You might have Treadway maybe back there. I can't really pick up the numbers.
3rd and 8. Kaczynski slips back there. He's a slot to the right side. Doherty and Travis Smith in the backfield. Mitchell drop back. Mitch steps up, throws it to the far flat, intended for Travis Smith. Incomplete. Travis just got that ball away because a heavy rush by Douglas, the right defensive end for Gibson Southern.
Yeah, they had him coming there. Mitch, been on a roll there. He completed his last 4 or 5 passes, so they got to him that time. It's going to force us into a 4th and about 8. Raiders going to go for it or they punt. Looks like they're probably going to go for it.
Ball at the 50-yard line. They will go with the full house tee and go for it here on this 4th and long. Here's a snap. Mitch will drop back, fake the handoff, keep it, and is drilled behind the line of scrimmage. And the Titans take back over at the midfield stripe. So the ball goes over near the midfield stripe back to Gibson Southern.
Not that it's going to make any difference in the outcome of the game. Do you necessarily need to punt the ball away there? Just make them go the full, the length of the field versus half the length of the field.
We'll see if it comes back to hurt the Raiders. Maurer will option to the near side. Whiteside breaks a few tackles. He gets down to the 44 of Southridge.
A bit of a late pitch there, but he did a good job. Gets to about the 45-yard line for a gain of 3.
Second down and 7 for Gibson Southern. 7:53 to go here in the contest. Double tight end alignment for the Titans. Maurer takes a snap. Pitch near side to Whiteside. Tries to pick a hole, and he gets knocked to the ground as Tenbarge once again came into submarine and impeded his progress up the field.
Give him a gain of about 2. It's going to be about 3rd and 6.
Gibson Southern forced into a 3rd and long play right here. Hurt and Whiteside go off as receivers to the left side. Yarkey the one back. Maurer drops back, pumps, will fire it down the football field. Ball caught by Whiteside for the first down near the 27-yard line. Good running catch by Whiteside. Maurer, when he's had time, lays it out there pretty nice.
Yeah, Coach Hannah's kind of holding his arms out like they're going to pass. Somebody's going to be out there on it. They got it down to about the 27-yard line.
First down, Titans, with 6:45 to go. Another twin alignment off to the left side for Maurer. He's going to drop straight back. Heavy rush by Harbison. He dumps it off in the right flat. Caught by the tight end, Elpers. And he gets the ball down near the 20. So Elpers gets his first catch of the night.
Raiders had 2 defenders on him. He did a good job holding on to the ball. Going to be second and about 3. It was a gain of 7 down to the 20-yard line.
Mark the ball at the 20. Second down and 3.
Clock continues to tick away at 6:09 to go in the fourth quarter. Raiders still up 26-0.
Hurt and Whiteside, twins to the left side, double tied in. Maurer takes the snap, steps up, pumps it, far sideline, the bomb, into the end zone, incomplete. Satkamp back on the coverage, did a nice job against Whiteside. They were going step for step down there, and it was incomplete.
Brett stayed between the receiver and the ball. He had the ball in sight the whole time, so he knew where it was. He did a good job.
So third down and 3 for the Titans. 45-0. Heritage Hills laying it on South Spencer. And South Spencer's a good ball club.
Yes, they are.
Third down and 3 here. Now twins to the right side now for Maurer. One back, Yarkey. Maurer drops back, straight back, steps up in the pocket. He's trying to run. He's hit and brought down before he can get to the line of scrimmage as the Raiders got in there. Kurt Openjan's on the stop.
Probably going to get him for about a loss of 1. Fourth and about, call it 4 or 5. Raider defense right now playing for pride here. They'd like to post that shutout.
Fourth and 4. Raider defense trying to hang in. Yarkey the fullback. Here's a snap. Maurer drops back, heavy rush. He's hit, and he will go down as Whitney Nykum got in there from his backside. Speaking of Maurer, knocked him to the ground.
We'll sack him back to about the 28-yard line. Loss of about 7. Will be Raider ball.
So the Raiders get the ball back over. We've got a timeout. Southridge will take one as well. 26-0 Raiders. We're back after this. Back to Raider Field. Southridge takes over. Corey Menke is now at the quarterback controls for the Raiders.
Fumble.
And a bobbled snap. Corey picked it up and brought the ball forward for a short gain. So a lot of different guys in the lineup for the Raiders. Treadway back in the backfield. Also Scott Kippenbrock as well. Second down and 8. Ball at the 30-yard line of Southridge. Here's the snap. Corey takes it. Will give it to Treadway. Breaks open left side. Breaks a couple of tackles. Gets down to the 35-yard line before he's spilled.
You can tell that this group hasn't had a lot of work together. It's kind of a bad exchange between Corey and the center in the first play, and Corey and Smurf kind of run into each other on that one. So the Raiders will be forced in the third and about 4.
With 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Three backs behind Corey Menke. They're in a little wishbone look. They give it up the middle to Kippenbrock. He squirts forward to the 39. Going to be awfully close. Let's see what they do on the mark to extend this drive. It'll be fourth down. The Raiders will obviously probably go for it here if they are short. And
first down.
They will give them the first down. First down, Raiders. Here's the snap. Corey will once again bobble the ball, pick it back up, and he's smacked down. Little mix-up between he and his running back. Going to be a loss on the play.
Loss of about 4. He rode the first fullback. Looked like he was trying to bring it back out to give it to the second man through. He lost control of the ball. Corey's coming out.
Jay Ubelor will check into the lineup for the Raiders. take over quarterback. Hubelor takes the snap, will give it to Treadway. He'll try the left side, and he brings it across the 40 to the 41. With 3 minutes to go in the game.
Just a lot of new faces out there right now. These kids probably don't get a whole lot of reps during the week, so anything's possible out here right now.
You got that right. Full house backfield for Hubelor. Shea takes the ball from center. Will go right side to another back into the ball group.
Wayne Turner. And the Cats looking, I think, really sharp in their new uniforms, Martin.
Yeah, they got a nice look here right now. But, you know, something's wrong out there. Where's Anthony Epps and Jared Prickett? We've seen those guys for 280-plus games.
Here's Scott Padgett going right to the lane. Dishing off to Muhammad. And there are the first 2 points of the night. The big guy, Nazim Muhammad, gets the first 2.
Boy, and that's what Scott Padgett can do so well for a big man, is put the ball on the floor, break defenses down.
This is Cass Weaver giving off here to Edmund Sherrod. It isn't often that you have a father and son combination in a basketball game, but that's what we have here tonight. Edmund Sherrod wearing number 25, and his son will also play in